What's going on, everybody? This is Kings and Dreams back with another video, back with another live. Man, tailor-made dreams, Kings and Dreams. We both gonna have a good conversation with y'all tonight. But y'all already know what happens, right? First,
This is your last chance. After this, there is no turning back. You take the blue pill, the story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
Damn, Perk did this?
I don't need no one to save me. I was born to be the greatest. All that time in that basement, all that time isn't wasted. Rapping getting faded. I just wanna tell my mom that I made it. Just wanna be the topic of the conversation. Used to rock the gold plated. Now I'm wearing gold chains like I'm famous.
sorry, I had my button on mute. My bad, guys. Anyway, but gonna be talking to you guys with my uncle TMD. He'll be on in a few minutes. But it's enjoying your dreams outside of what we call the matrix, whether it is in the United States and Canada, and also shout out to our peoples across the pond in the UK, right? And so the thing about it is, when we talk about enjoying our dreams, the most important thing is that if we are able to afford to enjoy our dreams, then we should be able to enjoy our dreams. A couple of things I want to point out, right? Now, in the United States, and I believe in Canada, but I'll stick with the United States because I live here, so I know that for certain. In the United States, there you only get some places you get 30 minutes of lunch or you get a 1 hour break. Outside of the United States, you get 2 hour breaks. And there's places where they have a 4 day work week. Now, I know in Colombia that they work 6 days a week typically, but they also get 2 hour lunch breaks, and there's so many holidays that they get off. So that's why, like, and I don't want to just single out Colombia, but there's other countries like that too. But my point is that it's you see a lot have a lot more happier people outside of the United States. Being from New York City, where I'm from, it's always hustle and bustle. Like if you walk past someone and you smile at them, like they gonna think something is wrong with you. Seriously, for real. Like you hold the door, especially like if you hold the door for a woman and you smile at her, she automatically, for the most part, is gonna think that you are actually trying to hit on her. Like I know a lot of people know what I'm talking about. And thing is, anyone that's been in, especially a metropolitan city, so I don't want to just single out New York, but I know New York for certain. Los Angeles is like that too. A lot of hustle and bustle, and it's like we work so much that we don't really get a chance to really enjoy ourselves. So that's why a lot of passport bros, or you want to just say the travel community. I think I'm gonna just say the travel community. So the travel community is starting to grow at a rampant pace because we are starting to see like we can enjoy ourselves, whether it be romantically, financially, spiritually, whatever it is. It could be all wrapped in one. But the most important thing is that we want to protect our peace. Our mind is our most important weapon. And if we can't protect that, then we can't stand up for anything. So I just want to keep that in mind, man. Shout out to everyone that's in the chat, and shout out to everyone that's watching right now. My uncle will be here with us in a few minutes. Felicia Jordan, hello everyone. Welcome to Kings and Dreams channel. Please wipe your feet at the door. Uh, Richie and Razor Rays. Oh shoot, I didn't even know, man. Shout out to my man Razor Rays. I know Razor Rays is gonna be going live in a few minutes. I think like around like 10 or 10:30. So definitely make sure that you guys check out Razor Ray's channel. And I don't know if that's Richie Matt or Richie Rich roll the tape, but both are very good content creators. So definitely make sure that you guys are checking both channels out right now. Let's see. James. Yep. Um, definitely make sure that you guys hit the like button. Definitely make sure that you guys hit the like button, man. And and I want to hear from some people, leave your comments in the chat and what do you think about traveling overseas and how do you get that feeling? Like, do you feel like that there's a weight lifted off of you when you are traveling overseas? Because for me, I feel like once I land, get my luggage, and I'm outside the airport, I'm in my Uber, and I'm just looking at the scenery, like it's like a huge weight lifted off my shoulders, and I'm just at ease. I'm not kings and dreams. I'm not on dad mode. I'm not hustle and bustle. I'm just regular old kings and dreams, and I'm able to actually enjoy myself. And don't have to worry about spending a whole bunch of money on food that is made with processed garbage and all that stuff. And the food is a lot more healthier. I've mentioned this on a couple of channels, and I'll mention this again. Now, for some people, some people who drink Coca-Cola or soda, what have you, like the soda that's made outside of the United States is made, especially like in the Colombians, Dominican Republics, Mexico, they're made with sugar cane. So it's natural sugar. It tastes different. It's a lot more healthier. Like I will say this. In Colombia, I go to that place a lot, right? I got a spot over there. But in Colombia, the thing is that I will have Coca-Cola over there. Now, in the States, I don't drink soda at all. It's just water. And then if I'm having like a mixed drink, I'll have like, typically cranberry is my go-to, like when I'm mixing a drink, because you can pretty much mix cranberry everything. You can mix cranberry with vodka. You can mix that with cognac or brandy or whiskey or whatever the case is, right? But and in the States, I don't drink soda, like not really, and outside of the United States, I'll have Coca-Cola and it just tastes way better. It's more refreshing. I was over my friend's house yesterday and I was explaining, I was just explaining, and he was telling me like his people went to Jamaica, they went to KFC. That was the best KFC that they've ever had in their life, right? And so they were saying like that, anyone that live in the United States, the chicken breast is like 2 times the size of your hand or whatever the case is. Like, no, the chicken breast is just normal, regular size, and it's not, it's not pumped up with the GMOs and all that nasty stuff, man. Like, it's a lot, a lot more healthy. I mean, fried food is fried food, but what I'm saying is that you have a better chance of eating healthy outside of the United States as opposed to inside of the United States. And like because in the United States you have what, Whole Foods, you have a couple other places. Um but Whole Foods is definitely like one of them, you know what I mean? So but if outside of the United States, you could just walk to the market and the fruits, the vegetables, everything is fresh. Like it's organic. And when you ask them like organic, some of them don't even know what organic means. That's just because like they don't need to put anything on the fruits or vegetables to build them up. It's just natural. Shout out to Fly Boy in the building. I see you, brother. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, man. I'll tell you one thing about Flyboy, man. Flyboy is definitely the one of the most solid people that you'll ever meet, and he can attest to this as far as the food outside of the United States, man, because I've traveled with Flyboy quite a few places, right? So like we've had KFC outside of the United States, and the KFC outside the United States is just so much better, man. And just the food in general. Um, I'm a big seafood guy. Like when I went to Cali back in May, that was the first time I had linked up with Andre in Cali. And Andre, shout out to Andre Love Crossing Borders. He's a pescatarian. So we were eating fish every day, shrimp, all that, right? Didn't matter to me, you know what I mean? And it was grilled shrimp, healthy stuff. But like the food was just so good, man. Like I really believe like they really probably just like got that fish out of the sea, and it was just so good, man. Definitely, definitely, man. It's one of those. It's just one of those things where, especially, and I'm only 37, but the thing is that like as we get older and we're traveling, it does take a lot out of you because you got to pack, you got to get your stuff ready, and then you got to make sure that everything is all set. And I have a young son, right? So everything is all set here stateside when you traveling overseas. So it takes a lot out of you. So when you are doing all that to prepare, and then you get over there and your mind is at ease, and then being able to know, like, hey, you know what, man, I can have um these large portions of food, or good amount of portion of food, knowing that it's healthy, and knowing that like there's not all of these chemicals that you're not really being told about, right, over there. And so that's the one that that's one of the most important things, again, as I get older, right, just thinking about that as food and all that you want to leave. Okay, hold on, let's see. Yeah, definitely make sure that you share, like, and subscribe to my channel, Kings and Dreams, and hit the notification bell. Most definitely. Khalil, how's the red snapper? Hold on. That's how the red snapper was in Kenya. Yeah, man. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to you. I saw you out there in Kenya. I thought you was trolling. But nope, you was really out there, man. So salute to you, and happy birthday, man. Because I know you went out there to celebrate your birthday. You gotta let me know how Kenya was, man. You know what I mean? Because that's a place that I do want to go to. And red snapper is probably like my favorite fish that I like to eat. So I'm glad that the red snapper was good over there, because I don't think I've had red snapper in Colombia. I don't think I've had red snapper in Colombia, but I have had it in Mexico, and I have had it, well, of course, in Jamaica, right? But I have not had it in Colombia yet. There's like a lot of different fish that I've had in Colombia that I hadn't tried before. So, but they were good fish. They were good fish. But if you ask me what's my favorite off the top, definitely red snapper, man. I love red snapper. And Kenya is definitely a place I want to go. Um, so let's talk about Africa really quick. Kenya is a place I want to go. South Africa, Cape Town, Durban. Let's see. I want to go to Ghana, and I'm not sure if it's safe to do, safe to go right now, but I do want to check out. I do want to check out Nigeria, but I gotta do a lot more homework, because from what I've been hearing, like it's probably not safe to go there right now. You know what I mean? Let's see. Thanks, and I'll tell you about Kenya. Yeah, man, absolutely, absolutely, bro. I think that when we talk about this travel thing, and because I hear our critics, I hear our critics and people talking about the travel bros. Oh, you guys never talk about going to Africa, whatever the case is. Like, I'm in a travel group where brothers specifically go to Africa, and I've had content creators on my platform talking about going to Africa. So I know we have the big three, right? Dominican Republic, Colombia, Thailand, right? Yes, that's true. But there are brothers that do go to Africa, and there are brothers of all shades. Because shout out to the Gangster Bankster, man. Tally and Stallion. They're white guys, and they go to they go to different parts of Africa and stuff like that. So, but they are brothers. Shout out to Jew Travels. You know, was in the military for years, and he's been living in Africa for what 4 or 5 years now, something like that. So like he's out there, man, and we got brothers that's out there, man. So I just all I would say is this, man. Getting your passport is going to be one of the besides having children or marriage. Well, if you're in a happy marriage, is definitely going to be probably the best thing that ever happened to you, male or female, because you get to see the world. You know, the crazy thing about it is, so there's a study where people don't, you know, 70 to 75% of people in the United States don't sorry, let me start that all over. So there's a study for about 70 to 75% of people who don't live any further than 250 miles from where they were born. So basically, people don't travel any more than about 4 to 5 hours or live anywhere from 4 to 5 hours from where they were born. And there's 190 plus countries in the United States. I'm sorry, in the United States, in the world. There's 195 countries in the world, I believe. So there's 195 countries in the world, and people haven't traveled any more than 250 miles. Not 250,000, 250 miles. So 250 miles, that's really, that's really probably from like Southern California to maybe Central, going a little bit towards like Northern California. So typically people will live in the same state if you're on the West and the East Coast, because our states are a little more bunched together. But like that's nothing, and that's 70 to 75% of people. So another thing is that with this travel community, it's not as big as people think it is, but it should be bigger because we need to be traveling. 70 to 75% of people are not leaving their location. Wow. It's that's just crazy to me, man. Gil, aka MMA fan, what's going on? What's going on? I appreciate you for coming in here, man. I know people don't leave Brooklyn. Hey, listen, that's a fact. That's a fact, man. Because like I could go right to Flatbush Ave and I'll see people like people that lived in the same building that I lived in when I'm growing up, and same apartment, same everything. You know what I mean? So I know exactly what you mean. Hey, Khalil, if you want to tell me about your experience if you want to tell me about your experience in Kenya, and you want to hop on, definitely get on, man. And Felicia, you could drop the link too, because I definitely want to hear about that experience in Kenya, brother. I'm trying to wait for Unc TMD. Trying to figure out what's going on. Oh, you know what though? So I don't know if they don't have electricity, because I do know that Fiona has hit that area pretty hard. So definitely prayers for my peoples out in Puerto Rico. It did hit some parts of the DR. I know some people did lose electricity in the DR, and I know Puerto Rico is just is not in good shape right now. And then Mexico actually had an earthquake too. So yeah, man, my prayers just definitely go out to anybody that's been affected with the with the recent events, whether it be on the hurricane or the earthquake front. Um, these are times where like us as a society, especially for us as black and brown people, we really, really, really got to start thinking, what do we want our legacy to be? Like when I mentioned the 250 miles of from where you grew up, like not going anywhere, it's crazy because you only basically travel 4 to 5 hours out of 195 countries. And we got to start thinking about that because, especially us as black people, we could blame the man and all that. And I'm not saying that, some of the things that we talk about aren't true when it comes to that, right? But we got to start looking past that and really start holding a mirror to ourselves and really start, thinking like, like what's going on? Like I have friends that'll say, man, I'm not getting on the airplane. You're not getting on the airplane, but you're in the car every day going to work. And some people drive their car every day. Do you know do you know the chances of you hurting yourself or potentially passing away from an accident in a car as opposed to a plane? Like we got to start, like we got to start getting outside of our own heads, man. Let's see. I'm in CDMX. What's CDMX? Mexico. Shout out to you, Anthony. Yeah, where is that? I know you're in Mexico, but where is that? Guys need to start traveling to new countries. Okay. Well, what new countries you got? What new countries do you got? What's your suggestion, bro? Let's hear it, Buck. Felicia dropped the link, so if you Mexico City, I'm bugging right now. Mexico City, yeah, definitely, man. So how bad is it though, Anthony? Let me know how bad is it, man. Big Mike, Chile or die, Santiago is underrated place to visit. Big Mike, I'm telling you, February, I'm pulling up on you. I'm pulling up on you in February, bro. I'm telling you, I'm there in Santiago. I'm there. I'm there. What is your dream, bro? What's my dream? Ah, man, that is a great question. Shout out to you, JM. Man, it's crazy how you and I actually got like the same initials. But I would say for what my dream is, my dream is to make sure that my son's son or daughters don't have to want for anything, and me continue to build and put myself in a position to where that happens, and for him to do that and keep the legacy going as much and as strong as possible. Oh, you in a relaxed mode? Okay, no worries, man. Uh, I'll be heading to Peru, and I might hit Chile since it's right there. When you doing that, Buck? Let me know when you're doing that. But yeah, I'm going in February because my birthday's in February, so I'm just gonna hit that up so we can I'm just gonna hit that up so we can what you call it we can link up, Big Mike. Just let me know, bro. Uh, it's pretty bad, but the one on the 19th was worse. A few buildings fell on the 19th. 2 people passed, but everything is back to normal today. Wow, Man, I'm just glad that you safe, brother. I'm real glad that you safe, man. One moment. Just checking in here. Yeah, man. For anyone that's that's traveling, that's in Mexico, that was in Puerto Rico or parts of DR, just definitely make sure that you careful, and especially with Puerto Rico and Dominican Republic, because around this time of year, like when you got like late August to like October, November ish, like you just never know when those hurricanes are coming, man. It's just wild. And the thing is that from what I've been noticing, it seems like Puerto Rico gets the brunt of it. Probably because Puerto Rico's like in front of Dominican Republic, and that just sucks, man. Yeah, we're Men's Lux Magazine, my brother. What's going on? I know you got a big trip coming up. I ain't gonna say where, but my man got a trip coming up. And yes, prayers to Puerto Rico and Dominican Republic, man. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Earthquakes are common in Chile. Yeah, but okay, so let me ask you though, like what are like the so like do like how bad is the damage with the earthquakes? And Big Mike, let me ask you that. Travelmatic, what's good, brother? What is good, man? What is good? So let me ask you guys in the chat. What are you guys's, what are you guys's places outside of the big three where you think that people should start traveling to? So I know Big Mike's talking about Chile. Buck Travel said Peru. You know what I mean? So what are some other places? Um, Khalil, he said Kenya. So so those are three more places. So give me some more. Okay. Oh man, Jerron, my dude, what's going on, bro? What's going on, man? Hey, Felicia, can you drop the link again, man? Cause I want to pull my man Gerard up here, man. And I've been trying to get him on. I've been trying to get him on the channel for a minute. So, hey, Gerard, pull up, man. My moderator, she's gonna drop the link. So pull up, man. What's TZ? Bolivia, Paraguay, and Martinique. Man, yeah, Bolivia. Bolivia is good. You know what? A country I want to throw at. I want to throw at everybody, or at least the fellas. What about Turkey? What about Turkey? Because I've been. I mean, I've seen some things. I've seen some things like with Turkey. I'm like, wow, okay. Felicia says Dominica's. Oh, hold on a minute. Sorry, give me 1 minute. I got you, brother. Hey,
Hey
what's going
man,
on, man?
what's going on, bro? I didn't cam up because I'm actually driving, man. So,
Oh no,
yeah. It's all
yeah.
good.
Don't
It's
don't
all good.
yeah, but don't hurt yourself, man.
No. I'm actually doing Uber Eats right now, man. So I'm actually in the doggone in the drive-through. Yeah, I do that to supplement my income at times, man. So,
Hey,
uh,
man, you know what the IRS say. We should have at least seven forms of income, man.
yeah.
Right. So
this works out for me because for my schedule. So
yep. Absolutely, man. Yeah, man. Hold on, let me just catch a couple of these comments here.
right.
I heard Belize is a vibe. Yes, it is. So actually my man Philly Dom, I'm gonna be having Philly Dom next week, and we're gonna be talking about Belize is gonna be one of the places that we're actually gonna be talking about. So that's
I'm
what's up.
definitely gonna tune into that stream, man, because I've been telling cats like Belize and I think it's Guyana, right? In South America.
Yep.
Those were both of those were British colonies, so they speak English. So like
Oh yeah.
yeah, man. So I'm definitely gonna be checking that one out.
Yep. Felicia said Dominica. Yep. Best time to come to Chile is December to April. It's the summer season and perfect time. Yeah, well, Big Mike, I'm coming out in February, bro. This brother is really hustling. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Shout out to you, Gerard. I remember I caught you on Jew Travels, and I was like, yo, I like this cat, man. I met a Turkish dude in Miami. I asked him about it. He said, "Don't worry about it. You'll find anything you want out there." All right. So, let's just transition back to you, Gerard. So, you've been out to Kenya. How many times have you been out there?
I've been out 2 times, man.
Mm-hmm.
2 times. Give me just one minute, brother. 1 minute.
All right. Yeah. He's definitely hustling, man. Listen, don't if you got a 9 to 5 and you doing Uber Eats or you doing Lyft, Instacart, driving Amazon, whatever it is, man. Like, don't ever be ashamed, man, because the more income that you get and the more you invest your money and just being able to have multiple streams of revenue for yourself, the better it is, man. The better it is. Gotta have a hustle, man. Gotta have a hustle. Don't just stick with that 9 to 5 and you know what I mean, that job may be paying you well, but always want to have another stream of income. Always want to do that. Last time I got oh, come on, man. Last time I got Uber Eat, dude ate 3 of my wings. Yeah, that's Brooklyn. you know how Brooklyn do. That's Brooklyn, man. They be bugging with that. Let's see.
Back at it, man. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
I'm in this long White Castle drive-through, man. So yeah, it's about to be a while. So go ahead, man. What's
Nah,
up?
you good, bro? You good?
Man.
Yeah. So you said that you had been to Kenya twice, right?
Yeah, twice, man. A total of 5 months total between my 2 visits. First time was for 3 months. The second time was 2 months. I work in IT for one of the automobile companies, and we've been basically work from home since
Yeah.
the bug, and
Right.
and now we're in a situation where we work appropriately. And I haven't been to the office all of 2022. Not one time have I stepped into the office. I went in 21, but not in 2022. So yeah, man. I work remote during the day, and
Okay.
I usually do this like on the evenings, like Thursday
Yeah.
through the weekend, man, for some extra cash,
Right. Yeah,
saving
man.
up for that flight to go
No,
back.
exactly.
I'm trying to get back over there, like towards the end of November, probably beginning of next year or what have
Right.
you.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, and I don't know if you heard me, but what I was saying to the chat and anyone who watches this stream, afterwards, is that like if you have a if you have a 9 to 5, and like don't don't say, oh, like don't be ashamed to do Uber Eats or Uber, Amazon, anything like that. You know what I mean? Because like even if your job is, let's say your job is paying you 100 grand, 80 to 100 grand or whatever, that's very good, right? But the
Right.
thing about it is
You
that,
got taxes, that's not what's coming in your hand.
right,
You know what I mean?
right, exactly, but but also a lot of these states are putting the at will clause now. So like, you know what I mean? So like they could get rid of you like at will, like
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Definitely, Michigan is definitely one of those states now.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? At
right,
will. I know Florida's definitely like that because I used to live in
yeah,
Florida. They don't need a reason to,
right,
Ford just laid off like 3,000 something of their white collar workers.
yep,
I work for their competitor, so you could guess which one
yeah, yeah, I got you,
that is. You
yep,
know, yeah, man, we went through that. Our company went through it about 2 years. Actually, 2019, where we let
yeah,
go like 5,000.
yeah,
So yeah, man. I mean, and the bug. I mean, dude, it's only going to get worse, in my opinion, man. That's why I really believe, I've almost like completely have gotten my mindset out of like ever really investing in this country too much, man. It's like, look, where can I take, the cheat code is like, hey, how can I get American dollars and yet and still, well, passive income, active income, and how can I, move that to another market where I get more bang for my buck? Because that's only good the dollar is for. You hear it don't spend that well, but everywhere else it does because
right,
it's a world,
exactly,
because it's a world economy. You know what I'm saying? It's the what is it? It's the currency that most of the world does business in.
right,
So that's why the dollar hasn't just like completely going to kaput, even with all this inflation and monetary easing during the Obama years and so on and so forth, because the world
hmm,
has to still transact most of its transactions in dollars. Therefore, that creates that supply.
yep.
Even though we got people like basically, anyways, man. I know this is not an economic discussion, but no, the point being is, you know,
No, no,
um,
man, go ahead, do your thing, man.
yeah, that's just it. The point being is that um, yeah, dude, like I'm looking at Kenya or South Africa, or as a long term play, man. And I'm 42, so I got a pension coming when I went from the because I was in the army for 23 years. Most of it National Guard, but I did do 8 years active duty. So I have that, as a source of income. Don't know how much of Social Security, will be around by the time, I'm eligible for it, right? And then whatever 401k or whatever that I have. But, really, to be honest, I think by the time, I retire and or be of that retirement age in about another 30 years, 20 to 30, 25 to 30 years, if the price of stuff is already just crazy, man. Like what will it be when, in 20, 30 years, on a
Oh
fixed
yeah,
on a fixed income? You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like
no,
to
yeah,
me,
it's
it's gonna be ridiculous. So to
absolutely.
me, it makes more sense to like, okay, maybe I have to live abroad, be an expat abroad. You know what I'm saying? Start building while I'm still can earn, a pretty large percentage of my income is going to be in these years. These last, 20 something years or so, 20 to 25 years are going to probably be my highest levels of income. So while what, my thing is like, okay, I need to probably go ahead and invest and start buying, property in Africa. You know what I mean? Specifically, I'm looking at Kenya and or South Africa, right? Because when South Africa and a couple, I think three other countries, you can buy property as a foreigner, and it's not like leasehold. You know what I mean? Like in most countries, when you buy property, it's leasehold. Like they'll say, oh, well, you can have basically the land is leased to you for 99 years, and you can renew it or whatever. But that's the disadvantage of not being a citizen. But whereas in South Africa, I want to say Namibia, um, I don't know the other two countries, right? I don't want to go and say something, but I know Namibia and South Africa are this way, where you as a foreigner, you can buy property and actually have a title hold to it. You know what I'm saying? Like that's your property, just like how you would in the States. So,
Right.
and you get more bang for your buck. You know what I mean? Because our money is, greater over there, and also the standard of living is pretty comparable. So, man, that's just what how I look at it, man. As far as why I say Africa specifically, because um, or shoot, any other foreign country, really, to be honest, where it makes sense. Obviously, but for me, I'm more comfortable in Africa. Like for a long term play as an expat, I would feel more comfortable there. And those countries that I named, like Namibia, South Africa, anywhere the British were, Kenya, you know what I mean, because their laws are going to be similar, um, as well as English is widely spoken. And for me, at my age, I'm not trying to learn another language, like for real, for real. I don't want to learn Spanish. I don't want to learn Portuguese. You know what I mean? I just, I just don't have. I know I don't have the patience for it. And so it's like, for those who do, great. You know what I'm saying? But to me, the motherland is definitely it. And it's it's also is going to be a growing economy as well. Over years, it's going to continue to grow, and develop. They has like one of the youngest populations in the world. So there's going to be other opportunities later on. Hopefully, just they got to start working, work out that corruption, man. That's all. That's really only holding the continent back, and cronyism. But anyway,
Yeah. Yeah, man. So, that's one of the things that shout out to Jew Tribe, was one of the things that he had mentioned was like how you can get property over there, and you don't have to go through or jump through a lot of hoops. So I think that Kenya is definitely going to be one of those places people, especially expats, are really going to start migrating to. Outside of the big three that I mentioned earlier, right? The Dominican Republics, the Colombias, the Thailands. You know what I mean? Because there are some brothers that they're gonna be like, hey, you know what? If I don't have to learn another language, then all right, then I can go here. You know what I mean? So and also I can get property without having to jump through a bunch of loopholes and things like that. It's all good, and not only that, like the women are attractive too. So
yeah,
here we
yeah,
go.
definitely, man, definitely, dude. Like it was so funny, man. Today, I was talking to another brother. Actually, yesterday, I was talking to another brother, man. This is making. Yes, that is the ultimate cheat code. Ultimate, man. I was talking to a brother the other day, and I showed her this picture of this one, woman that I had met up on not I mean we had matched on Tinder or what have you. Nice
Uh-huh.
looking sister, man. And that's the cool thing about, like, especially like, if you like, you like black women or what have you, which I do, and I like all different types of black women from, different shades, colors, shapes, and so on and so forth. And then the cool thing about Kenya specifically is considered like the hub of East Africa. It's the main dominant economy of East Africa, and is bordered by like at least 6 to 7 countries:
Hmm.
Uganda, Ethiopia, Somalia, Rwanda, um I want to say Sudan as well, but Tanzania. And so, and all of these places that I just mentioned have a very diverse selection of peoples, as well as like skin tones, body shapes. Like, for instance, like Rwandan women are really tall. You know what I mean? I love tall women, dude. Like, like I'm like, yo, I love tall women, bro. You know what I'm saying? Sure, I'm be thinking about it. Yeah, man, I'm trying to get my descendants taller. I'm 5'9.5".
Yeah.
So yo, bro, I don't mind. I don't mind. Dating someone taller. But anyways, they got slim, thick. They got, thick. You know what I mean? I mean, it's it's everything from dark to light. You know what I'm saying? It's everything and you can mention. So anyway, so I showed the brother the picture, and he was like, "Yeah, man, how old is she?" And I was like, I didn't even think about it. Like, I don't even know. So I said, let me go back to her Tinder profile because we had been talking. We talked on WhatsApp. And I went back to her Tinder profile and I saw her. She was like 38. I was like, bro, she 38. He was like, no. I was like, yeah. I'm like, no, bro. She was like, yeah, she look like she 20 something. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, man, for real. Like, so even like, chicks, I mean, of course, again, I'm 42, so I wouldn't expect nobody, and unless you're older guys, I wouldn't suggest nobody, like young, mess with somebody 38 or whatever. But nonetheless, like, yo, and then she hit me up today and I told her that story. You know what I'm saying? We did our
Mhm.
first video call or whatever. And she was
Right.
like, yeah, I have a daughter, everybody. But anyways, the point I'm trying to say is, man, it's you really don't see like overweight women like how much as you see in the West. You don't really see that, dude. Like, it's like a complete contrast, man. You know what I mean? Complete contrast. And like they think I'm like, tall. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not, in American standards, 5'10" ain't tall. You know? So yeah,
Well,
bro.
you know what the crazy the crazy thing is that like there's only 14%. There's only 14% of people outside of the 14% of people outside of the United States. I'm sorry, 14% of people in the world that are 6 feet and higher. So technically, you are like above average height because the average height around the United States. I keep saying the United States. Let me stop that. The average height around the world is about 5'6" as a male. So 5'9", technically you are above average height. But in the United States, I get what you say
I
because
think I'm just average. Yeah, yeah, I'm
yeah,
just average. Yeah,
right, exactly.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
But I've been 5'9.5" ever since I was 17, because that's when I went into the army and I found out exactly how tall I was. Because whenever you do a PT test, you got to get weighed in, and they to get your height. It's always been 69.5, so 69.5. So,
right.
so
Oh
yeah,
man,
man. But
oh
yeah,
man.
so it was crazy, man. She was like, hold on just 1 second.
Hey, Gerard. Oh man. Hold on, Unc. I see you. All right.
I'm sorry. What's up, King?
No, I was just gonna say. That my guest is here, but you know what I mean. Like I wanted to talk to him for a minute and then pull you back up if you're cool with that.
Oh yeah, that's fine. You got okay, yeah. No doubt, man. No doubt. Do that.
All
You
right,
want
for
you want me
sure,
to stay
man.
in the studio, or you want me to stay in the studio, or no?
Yeah. Stay in the studio.
Okay. All right.
All right, I got you, bro. All right, got my guest, Uncle TMD.
What's up? What's up? I had
What's
some.
going on, brother?
Hey, besides the internet and lights and shit going out. Yeah,
Hey,
man.
you know what's man. I mentioned that. I mentioned that because I'm waiting for Unc, but I said maybe electricity, all that stuff,
Yeah,
man. So,
yeah. It's part of DR living, man. It's part of DR living. It's especially
yeah,
man. 'Cause I moved out of my house where I have the inverter, and just doing my studio because I'm getting ready to hit Thailand for about 4 or 5 months. So I just said, man, ain't no sense of keep paying, two rents and whatnot. So I decided to just make some executive decisions and keep moving forward.
I understood, man. So, do you know where in Thailand you going yet?
Pattaya,
And also,
Pattaya.
Pattaya. That's
I'm,
it.
I might swing up to Phuket. I'm not sure, but
Oh
that's what
man,
I'm
so
starting off. That's what I'm
oh
starting off.
man, so we gonna have a wow. And when are you going?
I'm leaving. I'm trying to get out of DR within the next 3 weeks. I'm gonna take about 5 or 6 days to go visit my aunts up in Charlotte because they're in their 80s. So I want to make sure that I get a chance to see them at least once or twice a year. And after about 4 or 5 days in Charlotte, man, I'm out. It's a wrap. It's done.
Oh, wow.
Next
Wow.
stop. I'm leaving from Charlotte. I'm leaving to Thailand. That's why I was trying to finish everything up here that I had to do here, take care of everything that I need to do here, and get out to Thailand.
Oh man, T&D is out. That's crazy. T&D is out of DR.
Yeah, I'm not doing DR 12 months of the year no more. I just can't, man. I got, I'm gonna do 6 at least because my daughter's here. But
right.
But I'm not doing 12 months of the year no more.
Yeah, man. So okay, so now let me ask you, so how long do you plan on being in Thailand?
Till my daughter's birthday is March 11th. So I'll be back probably like that first week of March because I want to make sure that I'm here for a birthday. With my oldest daughter, I always celebrated my birthday with her, and she always and we always celebrate her birthday with each other. So that was kind of our tradition, me and my oldest daughter. So I'm just going to instill that with my youngest daughter and just keep that tradition going.
Gotcha. Yeah, the reason why I was asking because I'm gonna be out there in April, but you're gonna be back in DR. So
yeah, I'll be back in DR by that time. But I'm headed back to Thailand in July for my birthday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I may be able to swing that, but this is gonna be my first time going to Southeast Asia.
You're gonna love it.
I'm very intrigued to see how that's gonna go.
No, you're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. I'm telling you, it's Thailand is off the chain. You get that Zen back. It's unexplainable. Don't get me wrong. I love DR, but man,
right.
DR ain't got shit on Thailand.
well, the one thing, the one thing that the one thing that I was saying, actually, hold up, but before we get there. Miss Felicia asked, how the little one was doing, man. She good?
Yeah, she's real good. She's very good. Growing. She's gonna be tall and thick, because right now, the doctor said that he said she's gonna be definitely taller than both of y'all. The mom's is taller than me, so and my brothers were over 6 feet, so she's getting that height from both sides. Definitely not from me. But she's thick too. She ain't a skinny baby, so she's gonna be tall, thick. She's gonna be looking like I think Serena Williams or something.
I feel you, man. But when you were saying you get that feeling like when you're in Thailand, right? Before you had came on, I was saying that like. For people who travel outside of the United States, who have to come back to the United States, wife, children, whatever, responsibilities or whatever. But once we get to our destination, it's like a weight lifted off of our shoulders.
Absolutely.
Because once I land in Colombia, and like. Once like my driver comes get me from the airport and I'm just looking at the scenery, I'm not thinking about dad mode. I love my son to death. Don't get me wrong, but I'm saying I'm not thinking about dad mode. I'm not thinking about work. It's just like you're right. Right. I could just relax and just be in that Zen mode. That place of peace. And
priceless.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. So let me ask you, man, living, now it seems like you're going to be back and forth between 2 countries.
Mm-hmm.
Have you done that before? And yes, how did that feel for you? And then the second question is that, how would you, and if you have done it before, then how would you, I guess, encourage someone to be able to do that? Because it just seems like it's going to be 2 different adjustments. Now, I understand if it's like between the United States and another country because you grew up in the United States, so maybe a little bit easier of an adjustment, if you will. But two countries that you didn't grow up in that you're gonna be splitting your year in.
Well, if you look at brothers who do this full time, like brother, like Ace, O'Shea, um, Marwa. There's a lot of brothers that do this full time that split their time between 6 and 7 countries. So me doing it between two, it's gonna be a breeze because I love both countries. DR, of course, that's my daughter's my anchor, and Thailand, man, that's just someplace I always want to be. So for me, it's like getting the best of both worlds. And so, like I said, when you see other cats doing it like on a monthly, the black travel man. I mean, I've watched him. He's been to Pakistan, India. I mean, just places where most cats don't even go. And these cats do this, like I said, on the monthly. So, doing it, like I said, doing it between two countries, that's gonna be a breeze. That's gonna be an absolute breeze. I'm not worried about getting jet lagged too long in one country. Because like I said, at this point, I'm on that last quarter, and I got to live life my way, and that's what I'm doing right now. I'm enjoying life. I want to keep enjoying life. I want to experience life. I got the time, I got the money, so I'm just going at this point. I'm just going to do what makes me feel good. I'm going to do what makes me happy. I'm putting my happiness first, and if everybody, and if somebody can be on the train, that's fine, and if not, then next stop, get off.
Yeah, absolutely, man, absolutely. I think that especially like when I get around like your age, Andre's age, and and not to say like you guys are old, but just older than me, right? So
Yeah.
your age, Andre's age, Richie Mac's age, like I want to be in that place of zen.
Yeah.
And I am in that place of zen now, but a lot more in that place of zen, like man, like you know,
Yeah, and you can do that, and you will get there. But I'm gonna tell you this: two things. One, your money got to be right. Or I tell people try to create that stream of income, couple of
Mhm.
streams of income, 6, 7 streams of income if you can, because the thing is, you don't want to be traveling the world and you worried and you about every nickel and dime you spending or how much you got to spend. Now I know cats have done it. When Ace first started, he was on a budget. He used to stay in the hostels. He wasn't getting apartments like he's getting now. But me, I passed that stage in my life where I got to, I got to count every dime. So I'm not, I'm definitely not going to do anything that puts me in that position. So I would say have your money right, and make sure that you make that whatever you need to take care of where you're at, whether that's the U.S., whether that's DR, whether that's Colombia, wherever. Make sure when you leave on a good note. Make sure when you leave, all your shit is straight. You leave, you're not leaving messy. See, when you leave shit messy, that mess is still there. But now it stinks. Now then sat there, got the moldu on it. So just make sure wherever you leave without a mess. And I'm
Right,
telling you, man, it just makes life so much easier, and you really can enjoy your peace.
right. Peace is the most important thing, man. And I always tell people, and I need to tell myself at times,
Mm,
because like our mind will mess with us, man, and it will like that is the weapon that it can be the strongest, but also can be the weakest,
mm,
you know. And it's just like aren't take if you aren't taking care of your peace,
mhm.
it's really gonna hurt. And I was saying this before you had got on, right? Like in other countries, they get 2 hours for lunch break,
Yeah,
even though some places they work, even though some places they work 6 days a week or whatever the case is, right? but there's also a lot more holidays, so they get days off.
Yeah.
They have that strong family dynamic,
Mm-hmm.
and they make it abundantly clear that the man is head of household, and it's not,
Mm-hmm.
and like that all contributes to peace, right? And
Yeah.
I was saying, you're from Brooklyn as well, man, and in the city, like you hold the door and you smile at somebody, a female gonna think you hitting on her, a man he gonna think you on the alphabet team. Like it's you know what I mean? Because it's like, what you smiling at me for?
Mm.
It's just that type of energy. But
Yeah.
like in Colombia, like, I go into a store or I'm just walking, people just smiling, buenas, buenas, whatever, you know what I mean? And it's just like positive energy. Positive energy, male or female. Like, I'm not looking at the dude like, yo, like, come on. And they, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
the females, maybe she is trying to flirt or whatever. But the thing about it is that it's just that friendliness.
Mm.
In metropolitan cities, I only speak from New York because I'm from there, but metropolitan cities is probably not like that. It's that hustle and bustle. You get
Right.
30 minutes, for lunch, and then like if you bring your lunch there and you warm it up, you got to spend like 2 or 3 minutes
Mm.
waiting because there's like 5 other people with that microwave waiting to microwave the food up. So you got to
Yep.
eat your food in like 5 minutes, get right back to work. You know what I mean? And it's like, oh man, I got to do this, and it's just like all that stress that you have on you.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that whether you go to Thailand, whether you stay in Dominican Republic, whether you travel 3 or 4 countries, whatever the case is, we have earned the right to live how we want to live, especially if we're all taking care of our responsibilities, right?
Absolutely.
And so I kind of want to lead the conversation down this way because I saw some of your lives in reference to the passport bros dating coaches and everything that's been going on, and
Right.
I actually had a show on your channel actually talking about it, and
I
thank
know.
you,
I saw
yeah.
it.
Yeah, man, so appreciate you for having me on there, man. But I wanted to ask you what are your thoughts with the travel rules of people who travel now becoming under fire by the men who are pandering to the modern woman who are, I guess, offended or upset that we are leaving.
Well,
What are
I'm
your
gonna
thoughts?
tell you. First of all, I don't know what modern women they pandering to because, like, I watch a couple of females who keep it real, man. Like the sister who her channel's called Dope Discussions.
Yep.
Love her channel. She gives out excellent wisdom. The Chantel Simone.
Yeah,
She's
shout
another.
out to Chantel.
Shout out to Chantel. She another sister that keep it real. So for them brothers that want to go for them big Shirleys and them crazy ass women who who feel like they want it, they want that male energy. And I ain't talking about with a male. I'm talking about they want male energy. So
Oh,
if
you
you
talking about Danica? Yep. Okay.
so if you want a woman with that want that male energy and you want to simp up to it, that's your issue. That ain't mine. I don't give a damn. And for the passport brothers, listen, I think it's a lot of jealousy, because you see passport brothers traveling, doing things, going places, expanding their world, expanding their wisdom, expanding their knowledge, interacting with new cultures, learning new things. That's what life is about. Life ain't about you sitting back, watching TV on a recliner every damn night. I'm waiting for the next morning to do the same thing over again, keeping a routine. But passport brothers, man, they want to live. They going after life, not going after, like I said, that same routine. So if you want a woman who don't want to go nowhere, who just want you to work hard, pay her bills, do all that shit, that's you. Do it. But don't be jealous of me because I got the time, I got the money, I got the energy to go where I want, do what I want, enjoy my life, live my life to the fullest, now, raise my daughter. So listen, I don't have time for such foolishness. So if somebody want to entertain those thoughts, let them. I don't have time for it. I really don't. I'm enjoying life. Especially like I say, I'm on that last quarter. I'm 60 years old. So I'm trying to get out there and run this race until the wheels fall off. So I am. And like I said, I don't mess with those chicks and the rings that they be messing with. Right. Like I said, when I want to listen to some strong sisters, I hit Chantel up, or the sister on Dope Discussions.
Yeah, Danica. Yeah, I mean, well, the thing is, so the thing is that she had a Chantel. She had like a 5-hour stream the other day, and
hold on. Let me interrupt. Sorry.
No, you're good, man.
Hey, but let me interrupt for a minute. There's this guy named, I guess, Khalil Darrell.
Yeah.
Putting out some bullshit. Talking about TMD. Ain't talked this Thailand stuff till after he was drugged and robbed. First of all, I wasn't drugged. All right. So if you want to tell the story, let's get the story right. Let's get some facts. You entitled to your opinion, but you ain't entitled to your own facts. Nobody was drugged. Number one. As far as robbed, plenty of people been robbed. It was my turn. I took the L. They caught the guy. Right now, that's what's holding me up from going to Thailand because I got to go to court about that. As far as my Thailand trip, Thailand was always after I got back from Cuba. I just went to Cuba in June, came back in July. Me and Richie Mack zoomed to Thailand, was talking about Thailand while I was in Cuba. So it was always on the list. But I decided to speed up that time because I'm like, all right, traveling to Cuba, it put that bug back in me. Remember, Cuba was the first trip I went to after the pandemic. So I ain't traveled hard for 2.5 years. But once I got to Cuba, man, I'm like, oh shit. It just started back that engine. So that's where I'm at. He says, what, brand new child, he's gonna leave her for months. Listen, my child's in great shape. And the reason I'm leaving now is because she is this young. So when I come back, I can spend time with my child. My child is very well taken care of. She ain't missing nothing. So I don't know where this nonsense come. The young chica broke his heart. Also, Dreamz acts real. Ain't nobody break my heart, bro. I told you, I don't do love. I don't do love. I do lust. So I don't know where this fucking clown is coming from. But if you're going to get a story right, get your facts straight too, brother. Get your facts straight. Don't be jealous because your ass sitting at home and can't go no goddamn where. Yes, they broke the house, stole my safe, but I ain't skipping a beat. My daughter ain't skipping a beat. The land I just purchased because I'm gonna build a house out here in Puerto Plata. That ain't missing no beat. This is what I mean by these jealous motherfuckers sitting over there on their couch, wishing they was somebody else.
Right.
All right. Now, sorry about I had to address that troll, man, but I just wanted to get.
It's all good, man. It's all good. Khalil just Khalil be going overboard sometimes, man.
He trolling.
Yeah. Man, I lost my train of thought. I was gonna ask you something too. I lost my train of thought, man.
I'm getting ready. Hey, I can tell you one thing. While you getting ready to get your train of thought back on. I'm following in Andre footsteps. I'm about to get them veneers next week. I'm tired of looking Andre and look like I'm looking in the headlights. So,
Yeah, man. He's yeah.
and guess what? The best part about it, tax deductible, baby. Tax deductible.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely, man.
You know,
Yep,
because
yeah, absolutely, man, absolutely. Yeah, a lot of man. Him. Learn crypto TV. Trying to think.
A lot of people getting them veneers, man.
No, yeah, no, but I'm talking about like the same woman that he got him from, like
Yeah.
the the dentist, yeah,
Right in Colombia, right?
yeah. So I'm doing that. Yeah, I'm doing that. I'm doing that next year too, man. You know,
All right.
yeah. So like my front two teeth got chipped. I got into a fight like about 10, 12 years ago, and so I definitely want to fix that. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. So I'm gonna see how bright that Team D studio look after I get these things.
That's the what?
I said after I get these veneers, I see how bright that TMD studio look.
Oh man, you know,
my smile ain't bad now, but like I said,
nah.
I'm just at a point in my life, man. I want to enjoy life, so I'm trying to do anything that I can do. Like I said, man, you get to a point where I remember I used to always tell my moms to enjoy. I said, Mom, enjoy your money. All your kids over 50. Listen, because if you don't enjoy it when you die, your kids are going to enjoy it. So listen, spend your money. And then my brother, man, was telling me the same thing. He said, Russ, you've been retired 5 years. I know you've been traveling, doing some other things, but I hear you talking about some other stuff, man. Why don't you go ahead and do it? So, he say, like, you've been talking about these veneers. And I said, man, why ain't I getting these motherfucking veneers? So, I'm just at that point. I'm just enjoying life, man, and just whatever I feel like doing, I'm going to do. As long as it ain't hurting nobody, as long as, it's keeping things straight, ain't getting messy. I'm just at that point. I just want to enjoy life and be around good people and good vibes, good energy.
Well, I'll say this, man. I honestly don't think that you're one of the people that actually need them, bro. But you know what I mean?
That whitening, I don't. When I do the whitening, I don't see really a difference. So I like I said, man, I be looking at Dre and I be like, man, that goddamn, like you got headlights on, bro. So I said, man, freak it, go ahead and do it. And like I said, the cost down here, I don't know what Dre costs, but I know the cost in the States, man, you're looking at 21,000. Now here, it's about 75.
Yeah, you can. So I want to say the ones. Well, not the new ones he just got like I think like a month or so ago, but the ones he's had for the past like 3 or 4 years.
Right.
I think they were probably about like 1,500. But yeah, you're right because I was gonna do it. So I was gonna do it. I was gonna do it in the States. I was gonna do it in the States, right? I was gonna do it in the States. And then I got a quote. I got a quote like basically saying like I would have to pay about like 17 grand. I'm like, no. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing it. I'm like, man. I got great credit. I want to keep it that way. I'm like, nah. I'm not gonna do it, man. I'm not gonna.
Listen, you on YouTube. It is now a business expense. Like right now, when I get my veneers. Like I said, I think mine's costing close to 7,000, maybe a little over 7,000. Man, listen, this is all business expense. I will be writing that off on my taxes because it's a part of my persona.
Yeah.
On my YouTube channel. So that's how you do it. That's how you do it. Get your business credit card and put it on your business credit card because mine is going on my under my business name.
There we go.
It ain't
That's
going
smart. That's smart right there. That's smart right there, man. Yeah. Definitely. But it's definitely gonna be a tax write-off. Definitely gonna be a tax write-off, man.
That's the only way to do it. That's the only way to do it. Like I said, this trip to Thailand. Yeah. This for me. This is a business trip. I'll be vlogging over there. You know, all the money I pay, whether it's on hotel or because I'm gonna get an apartment for a short stay, since I'll be over there for a few months. All that's tax write-off. All that's tax write-off. Plane tickets tax write-off. Whatever I'm doing over there, it's all tax write-off. So that's how you do it.
Right. Absolutely, man. You know, like I had so many questions, and then like that thing just threw me off, but it's all good.
Don't let it throw you off your game.
One question I have for you is now you mentioned getting you know, you purchased property in Puerto Plata, right? And I don't know if you were listening, but you know, my man Gerard, he was on here before you had came on, and
All
so
right.
yeah, he was telling me that, and also a shout out to Jew Travels, who's also a content creator. He's out in Africa. He was actually just in Kenya, and he was saying like that that you don't have to be like a resident, like you could just go there and buy property. So like, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. Remember, I brought my first piece of property in DR, well, in Sasua, 2 days after I was here. I wasn't a resident. I was still in the States working.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I got in on a Wednesday. Friday, I put the money down on the condo. When I got back to the States, I sent the money to the attorney. We closed in 25 days. 25 days later, you know, I was signing the paperwork, went home, did the renovations, and started Airbnb the condo, which is what I'm about to start doing now. My brother, he gets down here in November, so he's gonna stay in the condo for a minute. He already got him his apartment. He's already set up, but until he get all, you know, get his Wi-Fi set up, lights, all that stuff, he's gonna be in the condo for a second, getting all that stuff set up. He's shipping his furniture down here. Then after he gets all that done, he's going to handle everything. So we're going to be Airbnb. We're going to be putting the condo on Airbnb because I sold him half the condo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now is this now are you at liberty to say where this is, or if not, then that's fine.
No, the condo's in Sasua. That's the one I brought. Like I had this for like 7 years, maybe 7 to 8 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the place where I brought the land, because there's a lot of new developments going on out here. But one thing about this development, man, it's the builder. He's going to have one in that particular property. There's going to be like an anchor restaurant, like one of the biggest restaurants in Puerto Plata, to attract people. He's going to have horseback riding. He's going to have dune buggies, zip lining. He's building an area where you can do like sort of outdoor concerts. There's like a river, maybe 2 or 3 streets down from me. And then like my property got ocean view. So, you know, I want to build something nice. But like I said, the house is really for my daughter as she get older. So I'm not going to be building the house anytime soon. But we're looking at maybe 5 years down the road. But right now, the property has already almost doubled because he stopped selling the property. He's not even selling anymore because I was asking him about the lot next door. And he says everything is on freeze. Anytime somebody said we're not selling property there no more, they're getting ready to jack that price up. So, you know, now the roads are coming in. People already got some houses finished up in the area, man. So, man, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. You know, I was actually going to stay and help him sell the Puerto Plata, man. But I'm going to tell you, more I keep talking to that goddamn Richie, man. I can keep thinking about the last time I went to Thailand, man. I said, man, let me go ahead and dip, go up there for a minute, man. Come on back, like I said, hang out in DR for a few months, enjoy myself, and then I'm gonna head back to Thailand to celebrate my brother's retirement. So July of 23, we're doing Thailand. Then August we're doing Philippines. and in September, I'm meeting a really good friend in Bali, and then I'm heading back to DR for a few months, and then 2024, I'll be doing Africa for about 4 or 5 months.
Whew.
We're
There
gonna
we go.
Yeah, we're gonna start in Rwanda. We're gonna start in Rwanda. So I want to do Rwanda. I want to do Uganda, Tanzania. I don't know. Ghana to me is kind of just like everybody talks about. I don't know. It's kind of overrated for me personally. I ain't saying nothing bad about Ghana, but I want to check out some other places. I would love to go to Ethiopia. Now, that's where I would love to go, but I need to see logistically how is all that possible. I would love to go back to Kenya, specifically Mombasa. Mombasa, man, I haven't been to Mombasa in probably 20 years, maybe 22, 23 years, something like that. So I would love to see how much it has changed. And it was already a major metropolitan even back then when I went.
Yeah, man, it seems like we got a real troll in here tonight, man. Felicia, if you could take care of that other troll, please. But speaking of Africa, have you been to Kenya at all, Unc, or no?
Yeah, I've been to I went to Mombasa when I was in the military.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, how long were you out there for?
Only like 4 days. It was and it was actually it was somebody got hurt and they needed a person with that had my rating, and like I was the only single dude at the time, and like everybody else was married. We actually just got back to port, so they asked me, hey, listen, you got to jump on the flight. So man, listen, I was happy. I was happy. I had to go meet the ship. Man, I was happy as hell. I ran to the damn airport. I was like, what? Yeah, because I've been to Egypt too. Egypt, Egypt was beautiful, but it's a dirty city. At least at that time, like I said, but we talking 20-something years ago.
Right.
But it was beautiful, but it was a dirty city. Egypt was actually the first country that I went to in Africa. Egypt was actually the first. I remember being in a hotel and I walked past this mirror, this long wide mirror, and I stopped, and it just got so surreal to me. And I thought, man, my ancestors left the shores on a slave ship, and I came back to Africa on a battleship. So man, it was just the only two words I could think was, I'm back. I'm back.
Right. Yeah.
So I can't wait for 2024, where I'm gonna do this trip to Africa. I'm trying to get my brother to roll with me, man, but I don't know. I don't think he's feeling Africa, but I gotta hit the mother country, man. So that's one thing I said I want to do. So 2024, if I go anywhere, you're only gonna hear me talking about Africa. 2024.
I hear you, man. I hear you. What about Morocco? I wonder, has anyone in the chat been to Morocco? Have you been to Morocco, Unc?
Never been to Morocco. Morocco is I know Morocco is a very religious place. It's a Muslim country.
Yeah,
and it's very very religious. So you got some countries, man, where like Ethiopia is a very religious country, but Ethiopia is like a religious country during the day. But from what I hear from people who went there, they said when them ladies at them clubs and the hijab, however you pronounce that, comes off, it's a whole different place. So they said, Egypt, I mean, like I said, Ethiopia is one vibe during the day and a total different vibe at night. So I would love to go and experience that, especially like the damn, how you pronounce that?
The what? Ethiopia?
There's a certain set of Ethiopians that they're all Ethiopians, but they call themselves something else, like Eritrea Ethiopians.
Okay.
So like they got a whole different. It's the same culture, but they just do things totally different, man. And
shout out to my man, Mr. Dacus and Navigator.
Yeah, Eritrean. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. So I would love to go over there and check that vibe out, man. I really, really would. Because it's a shame, but if you ask most black people to name 5 or 6 countries in Africa, on the continent of Africa, they can't even name you 5 damn countries on the continent of Africa. And I think that's a shame. I really do.
Yeah. Hey, check the chat, but yes, I believe for at least for me, 2023, I gotta hit up Africa. Gotta do that. I gotta do that, man.
Yeah.
I think it's very important, man. I think it's very important
Yeah.
because we like I know that the big three, as far as now with traveling, it's extremely popularized, and I'm never saying that we shouldn't go or to stop going, you know, but it's like, all right, we know about Dominican Republic, we know about Colombia, you know, and we know about Thailand, but like I do, and I'll even call myself. I'll call myself out. Like I do want to, you know, I want to get out there to Tanzania, to Kenya, to Ethiopia. I asked you about Morocco because there's this Moroccan female I used to rock out with years ago, and I mean, she was beautiful.
Wow.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, you know, she was she was, you know, she was westernized because she was raised here, but she would always go, you know, she would always go to Morocco. But man, I was like, whoo, she's a bad one.
Yeah, but I really want to spread my wings more. I mean, like I've been you know, because I am Mara, you know, that's one of my partners, man. In fact, I'm gonna text him probably later on tonight. Because he's in India, man. I've been watching his vlogs he's been doing from India. He got this Indian vlogger, Indian YouTuber, man. I actually subscribed to a channel. Man, she fine. I mean, nice. Her whole attitude, her whole demeanor is just so chill. He got me, you know, I'm thinking about, maybe I need to put India somewhere in there, man, after Africa.
Yeah, no, India is a country. India is a country that slept on. They got some beautiful Indians, man. They do.
Yes, they do.
So I'll tell you guys. Like how I found out about India. So there was a time. Like 4 or 5 years ago where I was working with a dance hall artist. And this is like when hashtags on Instagram was getting like really popular. So I was just putting like dance hall different countries and stuff like that. So I put like dance hall Asia, dance, you know, whatever, right? So all these Asian countries, like, man, Tokyo, they get into the dance hall. I mean, seriously, they are like, man, but they love the Jamaican culture, man. They love the Jamaican culture, like they love that. So anyway, it was just like so I saw Dance Hall India, and like they had like these females doing like the choreographed dances, and I mean, fine. I'm like, okay, yeah, man. It's just a beautiful thing, man. Just a beautiful thing. But you know, I was talking with Gerard about Africa, and I want to kind of get back into that because I know that you're doing that for you know, for 2024.
Yeah.
And so for me, what I want to do, and you mentioned like, you know, your brand and things like that. Like I want to expand or expound on the continent of Africa because it's such a big continent, and that's something that I want to do, you know. And Gerard, he's been out there for a while, man. And so you know, Gerard, if you still there, man.
Yeah, man, I'm here, bro. You know, I got excited when TMD brought up, you know, Africa, man. I'm glad you're gonna make your trip back, brother. I was in Mombasa this year. I went to Mombasa this year. I've been to Africa 5 times total.
All right.
And, the first time I went to get married to a South African colored woman, and
Okay.
well, unfortunately that didn't work out. But nonetheless, I meant that brought me to South Africa for and I've been there for three times, and then
Mm,
just then I was on a hiatus. I hadn't I hadn't been to Africa since like 2011, but then in 2021 I went to Kenya. I was there for 3 months, as well as I went back this year
mm,
from from January to March, middle of January to middle of March. But that was 2 months, and I plan on coming back to Nairobi again, like towards the end of this year, like around the holiday period. Maybe bringing in the new year there. So yeah, brother, like you were to say, Eritrea. That was actually one of my daughter's mothers is Eritrean.
really?
Um,
All right.
yeah, and but Eritrea is actually got separated from Ethiopia. It was part of Ethiopia, but then got separate. They fought a long civil war,
Mm,
and eventually Eritrea got its independence. I want to say in '91, something like that. It was in the '90s when they got their independence, and they don't for whatever reason. It's funny to me because they all look Ethiopian, but
yeah.
Eritrea doesn't like to be called the Ethiopian. they don't
Really?
they don't get down. They don't like that, man.
Wow. Wow.
Actually, O'Shea, man, O'Shea he actually interviewed two Eritrean sisters
I
on his,
remember.
I think it was on his Ken Donda channel.
I saw that. I saw that.
Yeah,
I saw
yeah. I was like, I didn't know they was
that.
in Uganda.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
They
yeah,
yeah, they were bad too. They was
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, man. So
Those
like Ethiopians, man, although I mean, honestly, just my opinion, they're like some of the baddest, women in the continent, in my opinion. I
Yeah,
mean,
but they got that attitude too, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. I mean, just from the YouTube channels I've been following and just
yeah.
kind of now they got they got that sister girl attitude, man.
I would. Oh, I wouldn't say. Well, I haven't ran across that.
You haven't read it?
Um,
Okay, I
no,
could.
no. I mean, they no. Like for instance, my ex-wife, she's the Eritrean or what have you. Now, yeah, she's hard headed, but like a sister girl attitude, no, man. I'm actually married to a Ethiopian, as well. I got married to an Ethiopian. Actually, when my last visit, I got married. Um,
Congratulations.
and I'm
Congrats,
sorry.
man.
Oh yeah, thanks.
Yeah,
Um,
I didn't even know that you were married, bro. I knew that you had gotten divorced, but I
yeah,
didn't know that you had gotten remarried, man.
yeah. I got remarried. Islamically, I'm never gonna get under that man's thumb again.
Ah,
Yeah,
I don't blame.
man.
I don't
Yeah,
blame.
Islamically, bruh. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
yo, man, the Eritrean, she was taking me to task, bro. I'm like, damn, we wasn't even together that long. I said, no, no, no.
yeah,
No,
yeah.
no, 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 no. Plus, also too, like I'm Muslim, so we do polygamy. So and like Africa is the spot to do it. East Africa for sure. Let's say that, man. You know what I mean? Like, and
I'm a
so
polygamist myself, so yeah, I need to know that. That's good information.
yeah, bro. And even I mean, like, and we're talking about like the non-Muslim chicks. You know what I'm saying? It's
Mm,
so first and foremost, polygamy is legal in Kenya. Has been since like I think 2015 or so.
mm,
But even I mean, it's like it's accepted. Even like the non-Muslims, right? You know what I'm saying? It's
yeah,
accepted. Now, yeah, where you meet women that are say that they don't want that, yeah, but you'll meet a lot more that would, you know what I'm saying, and don't have a problem with it, especially if they, feel like you have some value or some sort, right? You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? So it's a lot of, like, and I was actually surprised. In fact, um when I went the first time, just to weed out the females, I actually literally put on my Tinder profile that, you know what I'm saying, I was looking for a second wife. like flat out. I still was getting matches, man. Like mad matches, yo. You know what I'm
Wow.
saying? And they
Yeah.
were just interested. They were interested. Like, it was like, yeah, so we know about you. You know what I mean? So it was like, wow, okay. Now, when I came back to the States, I had to get rid of that because I was getting no play. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. But yeah, like it's amazing, dude. Like I tell people, like, man, Kenya's the spot because again, it's the hub of East Africa. They call it the hub, you know what I'm saying? Because all of the countries, Nairobi's economy is like Kenya and Nairobi itself being the capital city is like, you know what I'm saying? It draws a lot of different people. You meet a lot of people come from these surrounding countries, Uganda, Ethiopia, Somalia, Rwanda. I've met women and people from all of these different countries in Kenya all in one spot. And then the cool thing, especially since you're a YouTuber, TMD, like the internet speed in Nairobi is like they actually got fiber internet. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? That's common in a lot of the newer buildings that they have or what have you. So I work remotely, and that's how I was able to go and stay for as long as I did. And I was able to join my conference calls. I was able to do screen sharing. I was able to use all of my web app. Most of the stuff I do is, I work with web applications, and I'm SSHing into like servers and things of that. No lag. Nobody could. If people didn't know that I was, my team didn't know that I was in Kenya. But other than that, they wouldn't have even known. I was able to do Microsoft Team calls from my phone on my cell phone. You know what I'm
Damn.
saying? Like, so even
Yeah.
their cell phone, they have 4G. So even their cell phone network is powerful enough for me to be able to take a Microsoft Teams call, you know what I'm saying, on the road. So my meetings would start at 7 a.m. here in the States, right? That would be like my first call to join in for the day. So,
Right.
that roughly was like, basically, because Kenya is either 7 or 8 hours depending on daylight savings time, right? So we're
Right.
in DST right now, so it moved back. And when I first got there in January of this year, it was 8 hours, but then we moved to DST in March, so then it went, then became 7. But like, yeah, I would be like at the mall or something, man. I just jump on, what I'm saying, jump onto the call. All I had to do was listen, you know what I mean? Or my team meetings. My team meetings were 11:30. I have a team meeting every day with my, because most of my team we all working remote here in the States.
Shit, that's
So,
good.
so yeah, bro. So like the internet, that's like the main thing. I feel you, TMD. Like when you said you didn't want to go to Ghana or West Africa, that's kind of like how I feel too about it. Even though that's really where our ancestry is from, but it's like, man, at first a lot of Americans are there. You know what I'm saying already. So it's already saturated. You know what I mean?
No
And
doubt.
too, and honestly, man, the internet, bro, like that's a big deal for me personally, man. And I'm like, man, I could just, man, Safaricom. I tell everybody, Safaricom, Safaricom, Safaricom. Go over there. You get Safaricom. Don't do Airtel. Don't do the other ones. I think Vodafone, I think, is over there as well. Don't do those. Do Safaricom, man. That like, and it's cool, so cool to see like everything, like, what I'm saying, most establishments are black owned, you know what I mean? I'm sorry, I want to take it over. Ken, you about to say something, brother?
No. I'm listening.
Nah,
Yeah.
nah. It's just man. It's just nah, man. Keep cooking, man. Keep cooking.
Oh, okay.
Nah. It's just the chat. Sorry, but keep cooking, man.
Oh, okay. Oh, the chat's going with the chat's acting silly. It's all right, man.
Not
Especially
about
if
you.
I
Not about you though. Nah, you good, man.
Oh,
Keep going,
okay.
bro.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, man, I was on BMT's channel. I've been on Jules' channel. You know what I'm saying? I've been in IP's channel, man. And for whatever reason, I know, like, you get a bunch of, like, even dudes give you criticism about practicing polygamy. So that's why I was wondering it was that. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, again, it goes back to what you were saying, TMD, about the hate that passport bros are getting as well right now. It's a freaking, it's a jealousy type thing. You know what I'm saying? That's really, because most cats can't pull that off. Most cats can't tell a chick. Cats can't tell a chick, like, look, this is the way it's gonna be. I'm open. You know what I'm saying? You closed on your side, but I'm open on my side. Cause you know, I get that. They was like, well, can I date other men? I'm like, no. Not if you're gonna be my wife, you're gonna be my girlfriend. No. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm paying for you. You know what I mean? You know, because they go like, well, then that question always is why? Why can't I? Or whatever. It's not fair. I'm like, listen, I'm paying for everything. So I'm gonna let you sleep with another dude that ain't paying for nothing. You know what I mean? Then be with him. You or better yet, you know what I'm saying? Like you and I, my girlfriend, you know, we just FWB, and I'm cool with that too. You know what I'm saying? But if you got girlfriend, wife, like now you got expectations of me to do, so therefore I'm requiring you to give me, you know what I'm saying? And this is all before Fresh and Fit and all of that, because they talk about all this stuff, right? All before all of that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, bro, like, you know, but that's the cool thing about East Africa, man. Like, straight up, like I was surprised like how many non-Muslim chicks were like okay with polygamy, man. Like they would stay like, all right, cool. You know what I mean?
That's the only way I'm gonna rock.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, beautiful chicks, man. The Kikuyu chicks, the Luo, you know what I'm saying? The Kamba, you know what I mean, man? Like, man, dude, like bad, bro. You know, like I was telling my man, I was like, you don't see no like over really like okay, there's some chunky girls here and there, but it's rare. It's not like common like it is here in the West. You know what I'm saying? Like you mainly see like you mainly see like what we call slim thick.
Yeah.
Most of them have, you know, really small waist. You know what I'm saying? Maybe B to A cups, but man, the bottoms is like banging. You know, for those who like the booties. You know what I mean? Now, me personally, I'm a you know what I'm saying? I'm a tit guy. You know what I'm saying? That's what I like. You know what I mean? So, but anyway,
I'm a breast man.
Yeah, I'm a breast man, 100%.
I'm downstairs. I mean, upstairs is cool, but I like downstairs more.
That's what I like about those Ethiopian women. They be doing that neck dance.
Yeah. They do that neck dance. Yeah, that's true. And what I have noticed that Ethiopian women are pretty big on top. You know what I'm saying? So is Kikuyu women are too, man. They known for having big, and that's what I mean. That's really what I go for, bro. Man, you give me some double D's, I love it, bro.
I'm a happy man.
Sir. Yes, sir. But yeah, man. Africa is the spot to be, bro. Like, honestly, I really want, always try to talk up Africa. Talk about the possibilities there, man. You know what I'm saying? And like, bro, you'll clean up, man. You will clean up, bro. Like, it's crazy. And I'm an average looking dude. I ain't, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I pull chicks here, but I pull average chicks because I'm an average dude. I don't care about hey, you know what I'm saying? But freaking over there, bro, it's like that's the first time I ever experienced like kind of feeling like, damn, this is what kind of like low key what celebrity is. You know what I mean? Like I was matching with so many chicks, man. I couldn't even get to them. You know what I mean? On Bumble, on Tinder, you know what I'm saying? Ones that I met, you know what I mean? It was so many. It was like, I couldn't, I had to like start making some, hard selections. Like, okay, like, all right, well, this was cool. This was not, you know what I'm saying? Cause I didn't have an infinite, budget or what have you.
Right.
Oh, sorry about that, Unc. No,
go ahead.
I was just no. Go ahead, because I wanted both of you guys to weigh in on the question that my man Garden Scientist asked. But no, go ahead, finish your statement.
Oh, I was just saying, like, ultimately, man, it's so to give an example. Remember earlier I was talking to you, Kings, about the one female that I showed my man, and we was like she was 38, but she looked like she was 20 something.
Right. Yeah.
So we actually had our first video call today. She actually called me because, she kind of, kind of ghosted a little bit, you know what I mean, in our conversation or whatever. I say, hey, what's going on? I reached out, I noticed you haven't been saying anything to me or whatever. She's like, oh, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, so she's like, I'll give you a video call, but actually it was yesterday, but she called today. So anyway, so we was talking or whatever on the video call. She was actually calling me on the way to her going to the club, right? And she was like, yeah, I told her, I said, I've been to Kenya, before, blah, 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 so on and so forth. She was like, yeah, I know you probably had girls with you every night, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, she just automatically just came to that. I tried to play it down. I was like, no, not every night. She was like, oh, so every weekend? She already knew. And most chicks are like, I'm like, I'm not even playing with you, bro. Like, they just automatically, like, certain ones, I'm like, how long you been here for? A month? Oh, okay. I know you've been messing with somebody. You know what I mean? Because like, you you know, it just, I'm saying, man, it's just so abundant, dude. It's like, I've never felt that type of way. You know what I'm saying? Not that much. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, it's like, literally, I had like well over 1,000 something matches, Tinder matches. You know what I'm saying? All from Nairobi.
Wow.
Oh yeah, well over 1,000.
Yeah, well, I'll
Well over 1,000.
I'll be experiencing that next month for sure.
I'm telling you.
I mean,
telling you, man.
I mean, 2024.
I know what you meant, though. I know what you meant.
Yeah, bro. I'm telling you, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. Like I downloaded. I didn't have Bumble before. I didn't get that app when my first visit, but on my second visit, I already had downloaded on my phone here in the States.
Yeah.
I'm matching like maybe 5 to 10. You know what I'm saying? I get maybe like 1 or 2 matches every couple of weeks or something like that. Here, I live in Detroit, TMD. So, man, I swear to you, I go to Nairobi, right, on January 18th. Man, well, the 19th, I opened up my dog on Bumble because, again, it's location oriented, right? I had 50 matches in just one night. You know what I'm saying? Or 50 likes, shall I say?
Yeah.
50 likes in one night. It's just that freaking, I couldn't believe it. I really couldn't believe. O'Shea talked about this, and so like I was like, because I didn't even know you could do traveling. You can on Tinder and on these different apps, you can actually move your location. You know what I'm saying? I had no idea, And I tried it. Yep, Tinder Gold. You can, and I think Bumble you can as well if you pay for it.
Bumble, yeah. And one of the things I like about Bumble, and I wish Tinder did this, is that you have the option on Bumble where, like, if they like, it have to be verified profiles because they have like a lot of like fake profiles, especially on Tinder.
Yeah,
like,
that's
the one thing I don't like about it. But with Bumble, like, I have the option. It says verified profiles only. And like you can tell, like it's the same person. You see a bunch of pictures and stuff, and it ain't like photoshopped or whatever. You know what I mean?
Right,
and it probably could be a fake girl, but the thing is, like, you could video chat in Bumble right there too. So like, so she hit you up, I would like video chat. I want to see if you
right, exactly.
Yeah, I'm never gonna meet a girl cold turkey. We always got video chat before we meet now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, exactly. Or push them to WhatsApp. You know what I'm saying? Push them, either that. And as soon as they say no, as soon as like they were like, oh, I'd rather talk on the app, unmatch.
Right.
You know what
exactly.
I mean? Exactly. Right away. Unmatched, bro.
Exactly. So gentlemen, let me ask you guys this question here. Shout out to you, Garden Scientist. And yeah, he said it later in the chat. He said as a question he had for a while. All right. So is every brother with a passport considered a passport bro? Because I can't represent the foolishness. Well, all right. So let me hear what you guys got to say, and then I'll speak on it.
So he says now he's referring to you didn't read the first part about paying these women's rent. So I don't know who said that people were paying someone's rent.
So him and so Garden Scientist and Khalil were having an off the record conversation. So that's why I didn't read the first part. Because so their conversation was talking about basically how the simps are paying woman rent overseas. So that's why I didn't read that part. But the second part is every brother with a passport considered a passport bro? Well, that's I just wanted to know you guys' thoughts on that.
I mean, I wouldn't say so. I think a passport bro is somebody who basically states that they are going to really exclusively date outside of their country that they are in. and that they're on, I think that's what makes you a passport bro. Just having a passport doesn't make you a passport bro, because you could just, a lot of Americans have passports, but I think the idea when you become a passport bro is like, listen, when you basically opt out, either significantly or totally from dating in the US, excuse me, and want to date or romantically marry, whatever, exclusively, in countries outside of the West.
Yeah.
So that's what my definition of passport bro would be.
Yeah, I'm similar to that same hypothesis because with me, I've said it on my show 1,000 times. I don't date in American culture at all. I do not date within American culture. I have not dated within American culture in probably 9 years or so.
Mm.
Like I love my sisters, but they got sisters of all colors. They got Brazilian sisters, African sisters, Dominican sisters. They got sisters of all shades, all hues. But I just can't get with that toxicity or that cesspool called American dating culture, man. So I would call passport brother somebody who knows their options and who explore their options. Because like on my show the other night, we're talking about women. This chick who was on Chantel Simone's show was talking about men, competing in that cesspool of America. And I'm like, I don't compete. I don't do competition. Not for no woman attention. I just ain't going to do it. I've done it one time when I was 12. It didn't work out, and that was pretty. But you know what? But why would I want to? It's like to asking somebody to. Here's a small little pool, right? You got 3,000 people standing outside. Only 300 people can get in. Why stand in line when over there I can use my passport, and I may be the only person in the goddamn pool. So like, it's just for me, it's brothers who know their options, who explore their options, who understands that passport represents freedom to think differently, interact with other cultures. I mean, just it just represents a total different thinking. So, and everybody's not there. A lot of people got passport and they still take that matrix mentality. They still take that matrix attitude everywhere they go. There's cats who even live here. They've been living here for years and they fucking miserable. And I'm like, dude, you've been living here 10 years and you still miserable? Really? I mean, seriously. And I already know you would have been dead if you was in the States, because I'm seeing, I'm watching your behavior here and I'm seeing, the bad habits you just have here. So not everybody is a passport bro with a passport. No, because some people, like I said, if you still taking that same energy, that same negative, having those same, negative conversations about the matrix, everything about what's going on. I don't give a damn about what's going on in the matrix to a certain point. I'm not going to sit on there and watch the news every day, seeing it. For what? I don't live in that cesspool no more.
Right. No, I would agree with what both of you are saying, because I think that the term passport bro has gotten such a popularized negative connotation. As you mentioned, TMD, the woman that was on Chantel Simone's show the other day, like I just like I was just listening to what she was saying, and she wasn't making any type of sense. And Gerard, just to kind of give you some backstory here, so Chantel Simone, she's a content creator, a part of the manosphere, and she vouches for the men, right? She's a friendly, submissive woman, and so she was having this conversation about, like, what's the problem with past, with men who travel and things like that. And so this one woman came on the panel, and so this woman was saying that she was saying like how men travel just for women, and these women are taking advantage of them and things like that. and it was just so out of place, out of pocket, because yeah, like as men, sure, sure, we have an appetite, to get it in, but also we travel for peace. We travel to obtain more resources. Travel for education. We travel for a lot more than just to get our rocks off. You know what I mean? And so,
Exactly.
right, and so like people that think like that woman, and then the men that pander to those women. And by the way, men, when you start pandering to women like that, it not only makes you look weak, even though you may be on their side and all that, and they saying, oh, they got respect for you and all that. They ain't got no respect for you. They just want someone to argue with men like us. But the thing about it is that they're upset because men like us don't want women like them.
Yeah, man. I mean, I don't know if you remember or not when the who won't be named man had that open panel. I
Oh
actually
yeah.
I actually came up on there on the panel as well. I saw that I think you came on, didn't you, King? Did you come on or did you speak or I don't
Yeah,
know?
so yeah, I came on 2 days in a row. I
Yeah,
came on 2 days in a row, and I actually was talking to him like in the private chat,
right.
and I let him know, and I said, listen, man, I know what you're doing, man. This is this is for your entertainment, and then him and Aaron, BMT, Black Man Travels, it got personal, and I said, you know what, I'm not getting on his panel anymore, because
Yeah.
I said it's got too personal. And then with Austin Holloman, like he, now he's using his mother as an avatar, and I'm just like, all right, like that's like, it's one thing
Yeah.
if you wanna, like, see, the thing is, right, like it's one thing if you want to troll and you want to be funny, like, shout out to Khalil, and I know like Khalil, you know what I mean? Sometimes he'll say some things that's like out of pocket, but I know Khalil be trolling. But the thing is like, you know, when you start putting somebody family, like they mom, they kid, or whatever,
Yeah,
and
that's too far.
yeah, it's like that's too far. And it's like, bro, like you old enough to be Austin's father, bro. That's how old you are. And you acting
Right.
like that. You know
Yeah,
what I
Yeah,
mean?
no excuse went on him, man, for like 30 minutes. Because he actually had a picture of her. I'm like, wow, that's the picture of who this cat is.
Right.
yeah.
Right.
But that's what I don't get about a lot of dudes, man. Because if I have questions, all right, like the guy says, ask the hard questions. I'm gonna ask questions about him. I'm
Yeah,
not asking about your kids and your wife and all that, man. And motherfuckers gotta understand, man. Anytime you take something to somebody's family, it's personal.
yeah,
Right.
Anytime you want to
exactly.
go and add somebody's wife in there, their kids in there, it's personal.
Yeah.
If you got questions for me, then ask me questions, but don't be sitting up there talking about, oh, it's not personal. You asking about my children, motherfucker. Take care of your goddamn kids.
Right.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
spend
Like,
more time doing that shit.
yeah, I fell back from his platform like when him and Aaron, BMT, started getting personal. And I thought, like, okay, like if he got personal with Aaron, I understood it. Even though I wouldn't have liked it, but I understood because Aaron had put some paperwork out, whatever, right? But okay, that's
Mhm.
between those two. But Austin ain't put no paperwork out on him. Austin ain't even mention him. And it's like,
Right.
bro, like you mentioned his moms, and like, yo, it's just,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
pretty
it's
it's
just like,
pretty it's
whoa.
pretty simple what he's trying to do. Like like I said, I watched I got on the panel, spoke maybe once on one day, and on the next it was primarily, he was, you know uh no excuse was on for the most part, and
No excuse been trying to hold this down, but I
yeah,
told No Excuse, I said, yo, don't go in there no more, man. I said, yo,
yeah,
just, yeah, you already said your piece, and
yeah.
they don't want to hear it. They keep on moving the goalposts and all that, man. Yep.
And what I found, so the reason why I brought that up more so was to talk about, because you guys talked about the lady that was on the sister that was having
Sh-
objections, right? Because
yeah,
a lot of
Chantel
on
Simone show.
Chantal
Yeah.
Smalls show, right? And so that happened on that panel day, right? You know what I mean? On those panels, you had the females up there. I mean, half of them, man, were divestors. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So that was one, like, you don't even want us to begin with. So why are you even concerned that black men are, you know what I'm saying, going overseas or choosing not to date? Y'all divestors for the most part anyway. Here's the reality. See, we all know that black women don't have as many options as black men have to either to interracially date or to go overseas, right? You know what I'm saying? And find love, bro. It's just not really there. It's not going to be on the same level and scale. And I believe that's where all of the vitriol and the hate and the issues really come into hand, is that they can't execute that particular strategy in the same way. Because listen, they well, especially in these foreign countries, you know what I'm saying? Like, that dudes ain't really checking for black women like that. And if they are, they're gonna be wanting to come back to the States. you know, they're gonna be coming when they want to come back into the States, dude. So I think that's where all of it comes from, bro. Honestly, that's where it all comes from. Because they're more stuck when it comes to their dating demographic than we are.
Yeah, but
Unfortunately.
yeah, but women been doing this shit for years too, man. All them chicks going to Jamaica, every year.
Oh yeah,
And I know
yeah.
everybody knows that somebody, auntie, cousin, every year, girls do these big ass girl trips to Jamaica. What the hell you think they doing down there in Jamaica?
Of course.
Oh yeah, come on, man.
Yeah,
And I believe
but
in equal opportunity. So if a woman want to go to Jamaica or DR, wherever the hell she want to go get a groove on, shit, what the hell I care? But
Right.
but when it's reversed, when you start to see, this is the thing, winter's coming, and that pool of dating black men, and I'm talking about eligible black men, men with money, men who got their shit together, going overseas. That pool is getting smaller and smaller, and they know it. And I'm sorry, but like Big Shirley was talking about. A man want a woman, fit, beautiful, and something else, some other acronym she used. You goddamn right. At 60 years old, I don't want no 60-year-old goddamn woman. What for? I want at least 28 on up. Now we can do stuff. I ain't trying to find a 60-year-old woman I'm a 60-year-old dude. Nah, man, I ain't with it.
And
explore your options. You got a passport as well.
Right.
But the thing. Sorry, my fault, Gerard.
No, I mean, I was just gonna elaborate on that and say, but that's the issue, period. And exactly, like I'm 42 now. Yeah. I'll date somebody in their 40s. I even date somebody older than I am just to hit, but I'm not gonna, but relationship, like nah. And it's crazy, bro, because especially again, I'm on these dating profiles, right? You know what I'm saying? And so I still engage, because for me, I still engage or whatever here in the States, because hey, what else I might as well spend my time, spin my wheels or whatever case may be. Anyways, but it kills me how I literally see profiles, women like are 42, 43, 45. You know what I'm saying? Saying that they looking for love. Like literally talking about, hold on, man. Say, let me read you a profile real quick, man. Hold on. Talking about that they looking for love, a partner, and looking to get married. I'm like, married at 40 something. Who the hell gonna want to marry you at 40 something? You know what I'm saying?
But the problem,
what?
See, the problem is this. This is the uncomfortable truth. And this is as simple as I can put it. Ladies, fellas, when it comes to relationships, women more or less care about a man's future. Men care about a woman's past. So if the woman is 40 plus years old, not to say that she doesn't look good or anything like that, but in our mind, we know since the minute y'all were like 12, 13 years old, dudes have been trying to handle their business. And now you 40 years old, 40 plus years old, saying that you want a man, you never been married.
Oh, yes. Let me read this to you.
Or you got multiple children from multiple relationships.
Let me read this to you, man.
We thinking bodies, par bodies.
Bro, let me read this word for word. You know what I'm saying, word for word, bro. I'm gonna start. It says African American and Puerto Rican. I don't tolerate BS, disrespect, or abuse of any kind. I am beautiful, educated, intelligent, ambitious, and a music lover. Never mind, down to earth. Born and raised in Detroit, mom of two, looking for friendship that leads to a long-term relationship, then marriage.
She sound like a dude. Ambitious. Don't take no nonsense. All right, cool. I'll be like, hey, you want to be my lawyer? Like, yo, that is not someone I want to say. You know, I want to take you out on a date, bro.
Dog, it's crazy, man. It is crazy. Here's another one's 41. New to all of this, but thought I'll check it out. Hardworking, very much independent, but missing the fun, easy going side of life. Not interested in random hookups. Looking for friendship and more in the connection if the connection is right. You know what I'm saying? Like,
as soon as you say independent,
right.
You know, and like I said on my show last night, I never hear white women say that, Puerto Rican women say that, island women say that. The only women say that is Black American women. The only women that say that. I never hear no other one. Matter of fact, when Chantel was talking yesterday, she was like, "Well, I know you want a fit man. I know you want somebody." She said, "Listen." She said, "Listen, I don't need a fit man. I need a good provider." She said, "That's right. I need and I want a good provider, somebody that can provide for the home, somebody that could, that could take care of the home, that could take care of me. My safety's good, my kids are good. There's food on the table, the bills are paid, we ain't struggling." That's what women really want. But these crazy ass ladies who, a lot of them, man. I mean, now you got some women they looking and they got jail dating sites. Who you got to be pretty desperate to look at a jail dating site to grab a date. I mean, seriously.
Yeah. No, absolutely, and also why women tend to date older, because usually when men are older, that's when they usually earn their highest earning potential. So it's usually between the ages of 45 to 55. Obviously, there's some outliers and stuff like that, but you know what I mean. Like you're not gonna see the LeBron Jameses and the Kobe Bryants and all that. Like, you know what I mean? Like earning money and actually knowing how to take care of their money. Because if you think about it, how many players come into the NBA and how many players are out and broke within like 3 years? Like, people should watch this documentary. It's on Netflix. It's called Broke. How many athletes come into the league because they get this influx of money and then they end up being broke? That's because they immature. They don't have the responsibilities. Women tend to deal with older men because as we get older, we've been through the nonsense. We've been through the BS, and what we want is we want peace. We know how to earn our money and keep that money and take care of what we got to take care of, right? You know what I mean? Like the thing is, I'm 37. I'm 37, right? But I would say this 10 years ago, if I had the money that I had now, I don't think I would be that good with it. I'll just be transparent.
Yeah, that's true, man. That is true.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like Unc said, he's 60 years old, man, and he good. Like, he's like, man, I'm going to Thailand, I'm going to the Philippines, I'm going, he's doing Africa, what, 4 or 5 months in 2024, and he don't got to look at he don't got to look at his bank account and make sure he got enough money to get there. He know he got enough money to get there. But I bet you, if you ask Taylor Made Dreamz when he was 30, when he had that money to do that, he might be like, hold up, I got to see what my balance is looking like.
Nah, I can tell you no.
Yeah, but you get what I'm saying, right? Like it's
exactly what you're saying. Yes.
Yeah, definitely. It makes perfect sense, man. That's just the reality of things. Men have to become. I mean,
right.
That's just the reality of it. It takes time. Like they say, men age like wine, women age like milk. And that's that sounds harsh, but that's the hardcore reality of the situation. They start off with their value based on their beauty, their looks, and their youth, and all of that's going to fade at some point. You know what I mean? Whereas
Right.
men, we start off with no value, basically.
Exactly.
For the most part, we have to create our value. If the regular people do mostly. Like you said, there's outliers. There's people who have
Right.
maybe inherited wealth or whatever the case may be. But as we all know, when you create on your own, that's where most people, gain respect and admiration, right? For somebody who's done something, God bless the child of the song, God bless the child that has their own, right?
Right.
So and that takes time, and especially for Black people, we don't have inheritances, you know what I'm saying? We don't have grandparents and parents, that could gift us, $300,000 to start Amazon. You know what I'm saying? Like that's you know what I'm saying? So
Right.
we coming from, you know what I mean, that we're even further behind, behind the 8 ball, man. You know what I mean? So like,
Yeah.
so yeah, dude. So yeah, you're 100% right. I shoot.
No.
I just started working with the company I work with. I've been with them for 10 years now. I'm going on 10 years come January of next year. But I did my stint in the military. That was predominantly most of my professional life. And then with that's what helped me pay for my schooling. And then freaking between deployments and divorce and kid, you know what I mean? It took me longer to graduate from college, but eventually I stayed with it, and I did. And then I didn't get into my profession, my civilian professional life until age 33. So so I'm coming behind the 8 ball behind that, or what have you. So but now I actually earn enough money to where again I can try to do some travel. I'm not on TMDs buying real estate and all of that, but I'm looking towards that. You know what I'm saying? That's where I want to be by the time I get to his age of 60, right? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I want to have done that. That's why I was talking to you earlier, King, my focus is not even in the States really anymore when it comes to like investing as far as real estate and property, right? Because this is starting to become like, you coming out the box, it's almost impossible to get into this game at this point. It's so saturated and mature. Whereas there's so many, in other foreign countries, the real estate is let's say this, what you can get for 70,000 in Kenya or South Africa is going to be a lot more than what you can get here. You know what I'm saying? In the U.S. You know what I mean? In many places in the U.S., you can't even get a house for 70,000. In Detroit, you can. You know what I mean? But
Right.
like,
Yeah.
we talking about 100. So maybe the average I think is 115,000, 125,000 average for a house. But in certain markets like New York, that's like that's not a reality. I mean, certain parts, Oakland and the Bay Area, you know what I mean? We talking about millions of dollars for regular homes, what we would consider like, oh damn, that's just a shotgun house. Why is that costing that much? You know what I'm saying? So like to
Right.
me, I just don't see really there's being a viable future if you don't do that, if you don't start looking across the pond or maybe in Latin America or the cheaper places, man, because it's just ridiculous.
Yeah,
You
but
know,
all the property I own is overseas. Because I sold my last property maybe 8-9 months ago, but I don't even own property in the U.S. no more. All the property I own is overseas.
Overseas, yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's the way. That's the way to go, man. That's the way to go. Like I don't own my apartment in Medellin, Colombia yet. And what I wanted to do was I wanted to just put my toe in the water, if you will, test out how it would be to have an international property. But like the location where I have it is only 700 a month, fully furnished, and that comes with electricity, cable, Wi-Fi, jacuzzi, balcony, 2 king bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, kitchen, living room, dining room. Like 700 a month for that, man.
Exactly. What
You can't.
exactly? It's a no-brainer.
Hey, Khalil, you can't even find that in Brownsville right now.
Bruh, in Detroit, of all places, you know what I'm saying? Freaking the average rent is $1,200 now. You know what I mean?
So what's like the worst area? Is it 7 Mile Road? Is that like the worst area?
It varies, man. It's certain pockets of Detroit, man. It really varies because this part. I mean, you just can't say 7 Mile, all of 7 Mile, because there's parts of 7 Mile that's in like some of the most affluent neighborhoods, like Palmer Park and Sherwood Forest. These were homes back like the Temptations and them were living in back in the day during the Motown area. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's white people that still live over there. Because like I told you, I do Uber Eats on the side, man. And I'm like, I drop off. I'm like, I'm 100% in Detroit border. You know what I mean? Roll up and be like, it'll be a big old house, man, and it'll be a white person coming to the door or whatever. I'm like, damn, they got white people living over on the side of Detroit. So it just depends, like Brightmoor area, that's a pretty desolate area, man, and on the west side of Detroit, parts of the east side, Mac and Bewick, that's an infamous street and corner on the east side, man.
Yeah.
It varies, bro. It really, really, really does. You'll have a neighbor, you'll roll. It's so crazy, man. You'll in one couple sets of streets, really nice homes, manicure lawns. It really takes, really being kept up and everything. You know what I'm saying? And you just roll a couple of blocks up, and it's like, whoa, what the hell happened?
Okay, I got you.
Yeah,
so it's like, so it's like you have some, so it's like you have some good parts and bad parts. Like Brooklyn is like that, but I will say like Brownsville, like you in Brownsville. Yeah, man.
Hey, man. But I'm gonna check out. I'm gonna see you gentlemen later. It's 12 o'clock.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Unc, man. Let's try to do this again because I know the electricity and all that. But thank you for coming on, and I appreciate you coming on, man, for sure, man.
Not a problem, man. Like I said, I apologize, but I can't help Mother Nature. I can't override that.
Nah, man, no worries, man. We, we family, man. So we gonna do it again, man. But I appreciate you coming on, man. Thanks, Unc.
Not a problem, Gerard, man. Peace and love, brother. And thank you for sharing that intel on Ethiopia, brother. That's what I needed to know. I appreciate it. Thank you.
No problem, TMD. No problem.
All right, good night, gentlemen.
And hey, Gerard, I don't know if you know, but Unc was also in the military too, man.
I heard him when he said he was in the Navy. When he said rating, I knew what he was talking about. He's like on the ship. and everything. I heard him just now. You know.
Oh, is that like a Nate? What did he say on the what?
It was on. You said, yeah. You said some key words that I was in the service for 20 something years, and I served with. I was in military intelligence in the beginning part of my career, so I served with. I was in joint duty stations, so I served with Navy people, with Marines, with Air Force, so I know their ranks. Like their ranks are different than the armies, right? I was in the
Yeah.
army, so
Okay.
like, and so like so in the Navy, so we in the army we call the different jobs, right? We call those military occupational specialties. So they're like, oh, my MOS, that's the acronym. MOS is this, my MOS is that. I was a 98 Juliet. It's like a number alphanumeric number code, right? You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? In the Navy they go by rating. Like they say rating, they don't say MOS. Like the Air Force says MOS and the Army says MOS. Not too sure for what the Marines say, but I know in the Navy it's rating. Right, like that means like what type of job did you do? That's what type of person. What was your field of expertise or assignment in the Navy? And then then their ranks is all different than ours. They have petty officers, and so it's seamen, petty officers, and then chiefs or whatever. That's the enlisted ranks. In the Army, we got privates, specialists, and then our NCO corps is sergeant. We're actually corporal on up to sergeant major. So yeah, it's a little different variants or whatever. So you learn these things like certain little keywords I'm hearing. You know, I know that he was in the Navy, and he was talking about it. Also, he said he was like, they had came in off his ship. They had came into port, right? The only one that does that is the Navy. You know what I'm saying? Army,
Oh, okay, yeah. So that flew over my head because I was like,
yeah,
"How did you know?"
yeah, he
Okay,
can't. Yeah, he said he came into port or
yeah,
whatever. And, when he was in Egypt, right? You know what I'm saying? He was so they docked. They came into port, whatever
got it. Okay,
ship that he was assigned to. You know what I'm saying? Came into port or what have you. And that's because that's what the Navy do. They go out. They may go out to sea for 30, 40, 50, 60, however many days at sea that they're doing whatever. And then they will then come into port. Get their R&R, their rest and recuperation. You know what I'm saying? From having, been on the ship and at sea for however long period of time, they actually get to, go shore and, go to shore or whatever. And, and I guess, drink, do whatever, right? Hang out or whatever the case may be
yeah.
or what have you. So yeah, and they may be in port for a week or 2 weeks or I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I had Navy guys that would freaking, what I'm saying, like, because they're in the Navy, we talk. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm working with Navy intelligence guys, so some of them actually served with ships. Some actually served and went on submarines. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, yep.
Oh no, man, that's cool, man, and I'm I'm just happy that like a lot of supporters, especially in the manosphere, are from the military. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
you got yourself, on TMD. Shout out to you,
Jew?
Jujitsu Passport. You said that you are in Thailand, jujitsu. So I'm actually going to be doing a live jujitsu. If you're still here, let me know. But I'm going to be doing a live stream tomorrow with a brother. He is going to talk about how brothers can get property in Thailand,
Mm.
and this is primarily going to be for military brothers because oh man, I think he's a Marine, but don't quote me on that because
Mm.
I'm not in the military, so I don't want y'all to feel offended that I say like the wrong thing. You know what I mean?
Right,
But all I can say is that he was in the military. He has a beautiful house in Thailand. He's not a content creator, but what he wants to do is he wants to promote awareness for people who are in the military, for how they can get properties out there. Like basically, you could get a beautiful house out in Thailand for maybe like 40K.
Wow.
And yeah, yeah,
Wow. So that's what I'm
absolutely.
saying, man. You got that's like honestly, I never thought I used to always think it was weird that people would be, retire, you know what I'm saying, in foreign countries and stuff. Like, huh? Why would you do that? But only that's when I was a young person and I didn't know any better. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, well, society,
mhm.
society puts us like, and what I was saying was that like we get in our own way. We get in our own way because like if you would have told me 10, 15 years ago that I would have had an apartment in Medellin, Colombia, I'd have been like, yo, ain't that where that Pablo dude lived? You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
Pablo Escobar.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. But I'm saying,
yeah.
but I was so
But that's
ignorant.
what we know.
Right, exactly.
That's
Exactly.
all we know. That's all
Yeah,
we know, man.
right.
And
Um,
yeah, bro. Man, if I could do things over again,
yeah,
like for real, I would have never got out of active duty. I would have never got out of the active duty, man.
yeah.
That's probably one of my biggest mistakes. I mean, I retired National Guard, but I can't get my check until I turn like 59. So
Oh
because
wow.
yeah, man. So it's
Hey
like
man. Hey man. I think tomorrow you should pull up, man,
okay,
and listen to what this brother has to say, man.
I
Because
definitely will.
yeah. So jujitsu. I believe it's gonna be 6 a.m. your time. It should be 11. It should be 11 p.m. your time right now. If it is jujitsu, then then yeah, it would be 6 a.m. your time Saturday morning.
Now hold on. How is it? Hold on. So he's in Thailand right now, right?
Yeah.
And
So they are,
you said
yeah, so they are so they're 11 hours ahead. Actually, yeah. So
ahead of
actually
us.
no, yeah. Okay, yes. He said it's 11 a.m. over there. Yep.
AM. Yeah, I thought you said PM. I was to say couldn't be PM. No, it's
No,
AM
no,
this
no,
time.
no, 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 no.
Oh
So
yeah.
so
Right. Okay. Good.
so even though, yeah, so because where my man is at, he is in. So actually, no, I made the mistake. Actually, I'm wrong. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Woo! It is actually, yes. It will be 6 a.m. It will be 6 a.m. his time tomorrow because I'm going live at 7 p.m. our time, Eastern Standard Time, and then
Hmm.
he's on the West Coast, so 4 p.m. his time.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, man. Well, all these time zones, it be tripping me out sometimes.
Yeah, man. Like whenever I go overseas, I always do have a dual clock, on my phone, so
Yeah,
I can
that's smart.
know, what time it is or
Yeah,
what have you, and vice versa. You
right.
know,
Absolutely.
the only bad part about it was like when my son, his last trip for whatever, the first one he didn't, but this last trip he was really really like missing me and stuff. My son is 8,
Yeah.
and so he would call. Well, they're calling like 3 o'clock their time, and I might be in bed or something, or 3 or 4 o'clock their time, and it'll be like 11 or 12 o'clock my time, and sometimes I was asleep, and I would miss his
Yeah.
call or what have you. Yeah, so that's the one of the, I guess, cons when it comes to like your communication with your loved ones back here in the States when you're on the other side of the world.
Hmm.
It's kind of it's hit or miss, you know.
Right.
And then I'm a huge football fan, and I missed, oh man, I missed the first week of the playoffs, like what you call that,
The
the
wild
the
card.
wild card. Yeah, I missed the wild card, man, because I couldn't find it online. You know what I'm saying? I was like,
Mhm.
I was trying to like look up all the different ways to watch the game and everything. Eventually, I ended up getting the NFL, um the international version of Game Pass. Now it's done changed. Now it's an NFL Plus. but they do have an international version. It's crazy. I should have remembered this from when I got deployed overseas. They
Yeah.
had that too. And so it's basically just like DirecTV with the NFL ticket.
Okay.
You get to watch all of the games or any of the games. You pay for it, and it was only like $9 or something because at this point in time it's just the playoffs, right?
Right.
So it was only $9, for that month or whatever.
Right.
And so I was able to see the rest of the game, rest of the other games, the rest of the playoffs and the Super Bowl. But again, at the times was like crazy, man. The Super Bowl
I
came
know
on.
you probably were watching that at like 4 or 5 in the morning. You like, what the heck?
Yeah, man. Actually, I fell asleep watching the Super Bowl, dude, because I had waited up all day. I think it originally came on like really late, early in the morning, like 2:00 a.m. or something like that.
Yeah.
2 a.m. I want to say, yeah. Um, and yeah. Anyways, man, I fell asleep. I fell asleep after a halftime because I
Yeah.
watched the halftime show, and and Cleveland was up. I mean, Cincinnati was up, man. And then I wake up. I'm like, oh no, 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 no. Let me go see the game. And then at the LA Rams that won it, I was like, oh no, because I didn't want the Rams to win it, man. I don't even want Matt Stafford to win nothing, dude. I'm
Nah,
like,
I wanted,
you sat here
yeah.
for 12 years sucking butt, and then all of a sudden, I said the NFL wanted them, man. Then I saw that, all of, I watched the highlights of the second half. And that pass interference call. I'm like, man, the NFL one, they I think it's rigged sometimes, dude. Like it's just too
I do.
storybook.
I do too. I do too. And I rooted for the Bengals. I actually did want the Bengals to win,
Me
but
too.
I had no malice against Matt Stafford because I thought that he played a great game. But I also knew that Cincinnati offensive line was
Yeah.
shaky, and then you had Von Miller there, and you had oh my god, who's the who is
Aaron Donald.
Aaron Donald, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
Von Miller and Aaron Donald. I'm like, I'm like, these two are gonna be a nightmare, because as good as Joe Burrow was, if you look at the stats, he was the most sacked quarterback last season, and it was like
Yeah,
by
man.
far. It was like by far.
But like in that Tennessee game, he got sacked 9 times, and he still, you know what I'm saying? He still got him to victory. So I was kind of thinking like, well, Joe Burrow could kind of like he could withstand
Yeah,
it. He could, you know what I
Tennessee.
mean?
Yeah, Tennessee not on the level as LA though. You know what I
Right.
mean? So,
That's true on the defense. Yeah, that's true, man. Either way, man, I don't know. I just, again, I still think there's a lot of storybooks, that they write. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
I see why you felt the way because because Detroit and Matt Stafford, but man, like Detroit, I think Detroit let Matt Stafford down. Man, they
No, man.
let
No, they didn't. No, they didn't.
no, I don't mean the city of Detroit. Let me
No, no, no.
rephrase that.
I'm talking about the organization. No, they did not. Bro, he had the best receiver, first ballot, Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Bro, he had the best. I mean, come on, Calvin Johnson. No, bro, Matt Stafford Matt. Listen, Matt Stafford sucks, bro, and he's a medium. He's like a top. He's like maybe a top 15 to 10 quarterback, man, over his whole career. You know what I mean? Like, honestly, dude, no, I think Matt Stafford let everybody down. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. It was him. He did it. See, the only thing about it this time is that he did exactly what Matt Pafford does, man. Stat Pafford. You know what I'm saying?
He
throw those interceptions at the wrong time. He throws interceptions at the wrong time, going 3 and outs at the wrong time. You know what I'm saying? Like he gets on, like he when he does good is when it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? But like when it counts, when it's like, yo, we need you, like, put the team on your back, let's make these throws. You know what I'm saying? Here come a pick six.
When
Here come an interception.
they played shoot, when they played Buffalo last week, he looked like he regressed back to that Detroit. I was like, hold up.
That's who he is, bro. Yeah, that's what he is. He was that with the he was even with the Rams. He did that. Remember, like it was like 3-game stretch. They was doing terrible. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, he's mediocre, and he's never done anything to really work on his game to be any better. Like, I think, you know what I'm saying? Like, honestly, I never heard of Matt Stafford having no QB coach, going through no clinic, you know what I'm saying, to improve his mechanics or nothing. Side arm and gun. I mean, he could sling it.
Right.
But, bro, like, his decision making at times is terrible, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's why Calvin Johnson was all jacked up, falling on his back, all them times, right. He's just throwing it, heaving it up, man. He ain't no accuracy, no touch. You know what I mean? Like no, dude. Yeah. I mean, look, the Rams won that Super Bowl despite Matt Stafford, not because of Matt Stafford. You know what I'm saying? Because that defense was so hardcore. They were able to stay in games and win games. You know what I mean? But see, Detroit never had a defense that was like, maybe 1 year, 2 years, maybe. Right. When the Dominican Sue was on there, him and I forgot the other dude name. Yeah, I think he out the league.
I know you're talking about. It was Dominican Sue and those two used to be like a terrible line.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about though.
I just can't remember his name right now off the bat. Yeah. But yeah, he could never stay in for a full rep. Like, that was the thing about him. He wasn't healthy enough, conditioned enough to be on a lot of snaps. He would be coming in and out. Damn, I can't remember his name right now. But anyways, yeah, man, I don't know. Being a Lions fan is just it's a labor of pain, man. It's a love of pain, it's a love of pain, a labor of pain. It's just man. But it's my city. I'm from. You meet people from Detroit that are really hardcore Detroiters, bro. They're gonna really rep their city, their sports, and all of that. You know what I'm saying? Because we kind of like we got a chip on our shoulder, man. Detroit's always getting dissed in some form or fashion. So that's why we got the Detroit versus everybody, T-shirts and mono and motto or what have you, because that's what it feel like, man. The refs, I mean, that Dallas game back in 2015, 16, whatever it was, they throw the flag for pass interference and they pick it up and say, I was like,
wait, wasn't that? But the next week, I think they did the same thing to Dallas against Green Bay. They did Dallas dirty because what's my man that receiver? I actually liked him. That receiver, he played on Dallas. He caught the ball, but they said that it wasn't a catch because like he was bobbling it. Like as he was going out of bounds.
Amari Cooper? Was it Amari Cooper at that time or
Nah, this was well before Amari Cooper had got there. He was he was like the number one wide receiver. Des Bryant. It was Des Bryant.
Des Bryant, yeah. Yo, man, they faded him to black real quick.
After that next season, it was like like they forgot about him, and I'm like, man, brother, I don't know. To me, I thought that was a catch, but they switched up the rules like the next season, and I'm like, man, NFL, y'all need to just make up y'all mind.
As always, man. But before that happened to him, what happened to Calvin, with Chicago, I'll never forget that, bro. He didn't complete the process. What? That was a touchdown. He ran it into the end zone. He ran with, what I'm saying? Well, he didn't catch it in the end zone. He caught it and ran it into the end zone. He let the ball go after he passed the goal line. You pass the goal line, that's the tip of the nose passes the goal line of the football. You got possession of it. That is a freaking touchdown. Just the front part, not even the back. I always thought it should be the back part of the goal line. You know what I'm saying? But if you penetrate the front part of the goal line with the football, not the part that touches the green, but the part that's the right, you know what I'm saying? Right, the very front part of the goal line, that is a freaking touchdown. So when Calvin ran that ball, you know what I'm saying? He ran it, and then I think he went down and he went down to the ground. I think he let go of it, the ball some way, somehow, but he ran into the end zone with it. So, you know, what do you mean he didn't follow the process or complete the process? I remember, I don't know, man. It was some weird. It was weird, dude.
They did that to Deshaun Jackson too.
Mm.
I remember that when he was on the Eagles. They did
Yeah.
that to, they did that to Deshaun Jackson, but I understood why, because only 1 foot, well, at the time, only 1 foot was in the end zone. The other foot hadn't gotten to the end zone yet. But now, like, as long as you, like, the ball like crosses the plane, now it's a touchdown.
Yeah,
It's crazy. It's crazy, man.
Yeah, man.
It's crazy, man. But man, listen, man, I definitely appreciate you, coming up on here, man. You know what I mean? Because, as a content creator, like, anything can happen. So I figured something happened with Russ with the internet, because Hurricane Fiona hit Puerto Rico hard, and Dominican
Yeah.
Republic right next to Puerto Rico. So
Right.
so I figured that he had something with his electricity, you know what I mean? But
Right.
yeah, man,
Mhm.
but thanks for hanging out, man. Definitely appreciate you. And
No problem, King.
yeah, so I'm gonna be on 7:00 tomorrow night Eastern Standard Time. And so we're gonna be, talking I'm gonna be talking to that brother about about getting properties, out in Southeast Asia, and
Right.
not, and not just, like, we're gonna focus on the military, but it's gonna be, for all brothers, but we definitely gonna focus on the military, and he's gonna shed some light on that, man. So, I think it'll be good, man. So I can't wait for this.
Okay. Yeah, definitely, bro. I'll definitely tune in and check it in for sure. Check it out for sure.
Yes, sir, man. Definitely hit me up, man. Salute, bro.
All right, brother. Salute, man. All
All
right.
right,
Have a good evening
all right,
or
all right,
morning. All right, brother. Bye.
all right.
Peace.
Yeah, man, definitely gonna close out this podcast. This was a good one. Definitely a great live. Man, I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. Stay purposeful, and I'm out of here.